Start the stream. Hello and welcome everyone to the Gay Sex Podcast, where it's all gay sex all the time. Tonight I'm here with Brady and basically no one else.
Yo, has the stream started?
Yes, I just started the stream, which you may have heard in the great introduction that I did. That very accurately described what this stream is always about. Tonight I'm here with Döner Cola. I have just saw this at the supermarket like half an hour ago. I suppose it's just cola, but I hope it tastes like Döner also. That's the most disgusting thing I could possibly imagine. Now the question is, should I be drinking caffeine after 4? It's like, yeah, Mum, I'm big now. Yeah.
Oh, I remember when I wasn't allowed to drink coffee.
This is actually not very good.
Though I've never drunk coffee. It's all tea. For some reason, my parents seem to think tea was better than coffee in terms of caffeine intake, and it's just like they both have caffeine.
Oh, wait, you were trolling me. I'm stupid.
I have Serrano ham with fucking cheese. The thing is, on my vacation I ate a lot of like real good Serrano ham, Iberico.
Can you stop saying my name, please?
So I was eating a lot of Walking Warrior ham.
Yeah, that's actually my name.
Yeah, I know what your fucking name is. Shouldn't have gotten the same name as a very good kind of smoked ham. You should have thought about that before you chose to be born into the family that you were born into.
Exactly, I agree.
And I also have some chorizos with manchego. So I don't know why they have these in the supermarket now, but I'm very glad. I can tell that whoever makes these really does not like their job. They're not made with care or love. But they're definitely...
Streaming on YouTube or Twitch?
What? I always stream on YouTube.
It's not popping up for me right now.
Oh, it's not. It's at the second channel. You should check out at the Stream Alerts channel upstairs. Yeah, because I stream on my second channel because it used to be that I would stream on the first channel and people wouldn't like it. No, people just wouldn't like it.
So weird. So wait, I'm not subscribed to you on your second channel. That's weird.
I am, but...
Yeah, this is not really good, Serrano.
Hey.
See if this is good.
I just noticed that you have a Discord server called Cumtown.
I am. The thing is, I much prefer the fan server of Cumtown, which is the one beneath Neo's server, the one where it has Adam Friedland's face, because they actually post the episodes and it's very convenient for tracking when the episodes come out. That's literally the only reason I don't watch Chapo, is that I don't have a convenient way of finding out when new episodes come out.
I did not realize that it was actually a show.
Yeah, Cumtown is like one of the biggest podcasts, comedy podcasts on Patreon, man. They make, how do I explain this in their own words? At some point, they went, well, here's the premise of other podcasts, and the sort of we make $50,000 a month on Patreon range. They do things like talk about complex alternate history scenarios that might have happened because they have 4 historians on the panel, or they talk about the current political situation and do in-depth analysis of how things could go or not. And the premise of Cumtown is, what if a retard was gay? And then they did a 10-minute bit out of that premise.
What the fuck?
And that's
it'd be the same as anyone else.
Is that on YouTube?
They have YouTube clips, yeah. It's my favorite fucking podcast. Justin Wang turned me onto it.
I like how it was like, what if there was a gay retard? It's like I'm sure there's at least one.
Yeah, but then they
I'm
do
sure
the
there are
voices.
many in this Discord.
Oh my god, I found the clip.
And now I'm going to be hounded.
But nobody
I mean,
watches
I've
these streams.
I've listed right in many conversations. I mean, just
Why?
Well, let me look at this. Let me look at this test. Yeah, that's some pretty far on the construct. I don't even remember. I'm gonna pull up my thing and compare it, but it's gonna be off.
One of those bottom symbols is monarchism because it literally asked, "Do you think there should be a monarch?" And I'm just like, "Well, I live in the UK, so yes."
See, I don't live in the UK, and I believe that there shouldn't be. So yeah, that basically is 100% the only indicator as to no. This is a different political test that is also in my enormous screenshots folder that I have never cleaned up.
Yours was in screenshots as well. That's where I dumped it.
Yeah. Okay.
Screenshotting people.
So we're pretty similar on the constructivism essentialism scale. I'm like 3 percentage points more into constructionism. I am all the way about rehabilitation. I mean, not all the way, but like 62% rehabilitation. You can't seem to make up your mind. Okay, you right-wing conservative bastard. I'm like 76% progressive. It has a rocket ship as its symbol. How do you not be that?
Well, the progressivism is more than conservatism. Right? It's like 24% is just in the middle. Like, there's some weird progressive shit I think is a bit too far. I've heard people say legalize alt drugs. It's like you do not want someone on meth.
Yeah,
like,
but no,
that's a hazard to everyone around you.
No, but the thing is, people won't have to do meth if all the drugs are legal. But yeah. Let's see, internationalism. I would have expected you to be a lot less internationalist. I'm only like 10% more internationalist than you, which is nonsense because I'm all the way about internationalism.
I believe the Western world should not unite. I don't think we should include Commie China in that quite yet.
Yeah, the quite yet bit is very important. Let's see how they handle
Hong Kong first. Because they're building their military on that border.
You're more communist than I am by 2 percentage points, but also more capitalist than I am by 7 percentage points.
How is that even possible?
Right, there was another test I did, because I like taking multiple because it gives you a bit of variation. And it actually had communism and capitalism on like a different spectrum, but then free trade and what's the opposite of free trade? The
regulation, which this one does also, right beneath that. And you're heavily about regulation.
So it's like I'm very capitalist, but at the same time I'm not stupid.
I'm a bit more laissez-faire. I have like 12 percentage point in laissez-faire, but I love regulation, my man.
You want to know what keeps increasing me wanting regulation is the fact that EA still exists. Like every time they do something, it's like they're just pushing me further and further to communism.
Ecology. You're a bit greener than I am.
That's actually the reasoning behind all of EA's business decision is they're pro-regulation, so they just try and push it as far as they.
And you're like,
nice meme.
Slightly more reformist, yeah. Let's talk about EA.
Reformist, and then at bottom is also monarchist. It's just like I believe in freedom. I believe in like I believe art and shit that falls under like art should be free trade in almost complete laissez-faire, but things that are like core to your survival should be regulated.
Yeah, basically that. I think we should also like support arts because art shouldn't be like a. Art very often becomes too much of a commodity to be bought and sold. And that's not really the point of it. there's a lot of art that's just really good, high quality, that isn't just as valuable commercially in the free market. But yeah.
Oh, speaking of art, right? Can I just say, the fastest thing in the universe is not light. It's hentai artists for Pokemon characters.
Okay.
Like, it's like seconds after a new character is released. It's like the hentai Reddit. It's already there, and I'm like, how do you do this? Like,
No,
who
they live in
does this?
Japan. They live in Japan, all of them, and just time is there earlier every day.
Oh yeah, gets released earlier.
Yeah, but like,
No, they live in a
artists-
different time zone that's ahead, and so they know earlier than that. Listen, everything happens earlier if you live in a different time zone.
I also to this.
Europe
scale
actually knew about 9/11 hours before it happened because we live in an earlier time zone.
Oh my god.
I love how the world time scale, like the 00, is based the London way. It's like we decide
It's also
when people have lunch.
I mean, London and Portugal, mind you.
Fucking
Well, to be fair,
Brazilian
London,
faction weighing in.
England and Portugal have
the oldest alliance in the world. I know.
Yeah,
It's like we're taught that in first grade for some reason. Like,
I
so stupid.
find it
We don't really
hilarious
know how to
because
read.
They seem to ignore that small gap when Napoleon took Portugal over.
I mean,
I
don't
mean,
ask
he
me
did
about history.
vacate to Brazil and then didn't want to leave.
What's
I mean,
a
Portugal-
Ah, the bitches have very big asses here in Brazil. I like it very much. I don't know if I
think
want
there
to
was
go
like a
back being
famine and an
emperor.
earthquake or something in Portugal at that time, so the monarch didn't want to go back because it was literally a shithole.
Oh, it wasn't Napoleon who went to Brazil. I'm sorry. That was
No.
a. But that's
No,
that made
Napoleon
this
went
is now an
into Port-
alternate history podcast, and the alternate history is
Napoleon
Napoleon went
to
to Brazil and didn't go back to France because he liked all the fat ass bitches in Rio de Janeiro.
Wait,
The
were you
term is
referring to Don
fake.
Pedro? Were you referring to that guy? Because he gave Brazil its independence. That's the cunt that fled from Portugal to Brazil because he was being, people were chasing him. They
Well,
wanted his
Napoleon-
head off.
it's got to be bad if you go from like Europe and the way to escape is going to.
I feel like you're insulting me there. My go-to plan if the bombs start falling is make my way to Brazil. I don't
No,
think
I'm just-
anyone has a nuke point at Brazil.
No, I'm
Just
just
go
saying
Yeah.
to
that, like,
Switzerland.
how bad things have gotten in your life that going to Brazil is the good idea.
Yeah.
The UK.
I mean, come on.
I love how
Fucking-
balanced my rehabilitative justice is to punitive justice. It's like child molesters, murder them. People that have robbed a Walmart, maybe just imprison and rehabilitate.
I think we should at least try and rehabilitate rapists.
I think
There's
it's all or
rape,
nothing.
and then there's child molesters. It's a tier even higher. Like it's
Death penalty for everybody.
Here's a hot take. The only reason people are so hard on child molesters is just pure emotion. And it's the
Well, yeah.
one thing where it's still okay to be emotional. Like when somebody kills your mum, you can be
Someone killed
angry,
my
but you can't demand justice based solely on your emotion. That's not generally seen as an okay thing.
that's called revenge.
But when someone diddles a kid, then it's everything's off. All emotion is now okay to be placed in the thing, which is, from an evolutionary standpoint, very understandable.
I would say like most emotion. Like I feel like if you felt arousal, that's not acceptable.
I also understand though. I'm probably gonna make enemies saying this. I also understand that there's a part where the part of your brain which is like to protect children can accidentally be wired to the part of the brain that says I want to fuck it.
Is that true?
That doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. I'll speak in a second.
You are talking.
No, he's muted himself now. I've heard something that sometimes like people who get urges on like with pedophilia, like there's a chemical imbalance or something. And if they seek help, the problem I've heard is that if you seek help, they can actually report you to police, and it's like, oh yeah, way to make them go closet.
We don't actually know the biology behind it yet. It's assumed that it's your brain chemistry is fucked up, right? But we are not 100% sure what's going on in your brain because it's not structural, right? Their brains are not different. From
Well,
a
I mean,
normal
their
person's
brains are
brain.
gonna be different, just in
But
a
the
way where you
activity-
haven't seen the
the ac-
pattern yet.
Well, the activity is different, okay? When it comes to sexual arousal, but structurally, and when they're not aroused, it's pretty much the same thing, right? So the only thing we know it's different is the brain chemistry under sexual arousal, right? So I don't know. We need to investigate that a lot further, but I don't think it's that it's two parts of the brain that are connected that shouldn't. It's unlikely, very unlikely to happen.
Well,
So possible.
Well,
I
at the
meant
end of the day,
not
it's
the same.
always a part of the brain that's connected to something where it shouldn't, because that's what controls what chemicals get released.
I mean, something being controlled that's shouldn't. It's just like how being different is, isn't it?
But that's like a level of complexity
the
where
real
it
question,
doesn't
in
make
fact-
sense to make any statements about it.
I mean, well, okay, hold on. You said that parts are connected because that's what makes
I'm
chemicals
not a
being released.
neuroscience.
That's
and the way I said things like is probably
it's fine. That's
incorrect,
fine.
But like at the end of the day, they're not thinking the same way as we are.
No,
when it
no,
comes
they're
to
not.
what's
Definitely
practical.
not.
I mean, yeah.
But Baga, a chemical can have receptors that bind, not receptors, sorry, markers that bind to certain receptors, right? So the two communicating parts don't need to be, you know, directly connected for there to be
Yeah,
chemical-
but there's
chemical
no.
exchange
Yeah, but
between
there's
them.
some other thing is going to be connected wrong in some other part of the brain that leads to this chemical being released in
Fuck,
this
I need
way
a
and
piss.
synthesized. So it's not. It's not the. It's like it's such a
Yes,
complex
but
system.
if the-
It's such a complex system that a failure at some point in the system can have effects in a completely different point of the system where you just cannot
That's not my point,
really
that's not my
realistically, see the causal link behind it.
My point is just that, like, think of a protein, right, as being a key, right, and where it binds, it's the door's lock, right?
Yeah, I understand
Even-
how receptors work, my man.
Okay. But if the receptor won't accept that chemical, it doesn't matter if it's nearby, right? That's what I mean.
But that's just assuming that it's something to do with the brain and not necessarily like an environmental factor or even a
Well,
combination
environmental
of-
factors shape
Well,
the
right.
brain. Everything
Yeah,
that you do
exactly.
is all
Everything
the
shapes
brain.
your brain. Yeah.
It's all the brain. There is nothing that isn't the brain.
I'm back.
Unless
I just meant
there's
in terms
something
of,
wrong
like,
with
genetics.
your body, in which case it's not. But it still might be the brain. I'm gonna get a cream
Maybe.
soda now.
Maybe they should do studies on people who call themselves lolicons, like genuinely, and studies on pedophilia and see if there's a match.
I think that might have been done already. I'm not sure though.
I feel like that's a great idea for a dating website.
Sounds like it could go south very quickly.
To Brazil?
Well, you probably have to set it up in Brazil because you'll be chastised in America South.
Jesus.
So some of you might be thinking, Burger, why the fuck are you eating this much and it's all sugar? Well, the thing is, I burnt like 800 calories
Oh my god! Someone in the chat asked, "What the fuck is a lolicon?"
on the
Don't-
treadmill today because I just put up a few YouTube videos and said I'm gonna ride the bike until the YouTube videos are through, and it turned out they were very long, so I'm fucking just famished. What happens here?
Someone in the Facebook stream, YouTube stream asked, "What the fuck is a lolicon?" Someone's
Lolicon is a convention for people who are into lollipops.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you shouldn't
lollipop personification.
Google that to verify that it's true, because it's there's certain governments that don't like hard
See, I thought it was somebody that sells you the wrong flavor of lollipop.
hard candy. It's the lolicon.
The
He thought he was getting strawberry, but it was actually raspberry. Da-dum, da-dum. This summer. It's like Ocean's
thinking-
11.
Dio flavored now.
See, would it be a thriller or would it be like a horror movie?
It would be a heist movie. It would be like Ocean's 11, where they compile an elite team of candy makers and shoplifters to switch out all the strawberry lollipops.
You know, making
for
this
the
film,
raspberry ones.
making this an actual film might be a brilliant way to like bury the actual term lolicon. Because every time you search it up on YouTube, it can put that as the first search result.
Yeah. Well, I saw this on fucking whatchamacallit, John Oliver, where Alexander de Pfeffel had this thing where he talked about how he painted like wooden buses out of boxes.
Ah, yeah.
And
yeah.
the hypothesis was that
Boris Johnson.
he did it so that the Google search for his fake name bus would no longer be the just straight up bullshit Brexit bus that everyone sort of knew at the time already was bullshit, but that Brexiteers found out after the whole Brexit vote was over was bullshit. So that he would manipulate Google search results.
What is up, my friends?
Who dis? Oh, it's Cody.
Yeah, man.
The person who thinks it's okay to play hackers.
It is. I'm sorry, you just can't fucking do advanced maths like I do to play Shadow.
I actually fucking GM'd my first proper session in the Shadowrun system yesterday.
In 5th or 6th?
5th. But there's no reason to play 6th edition.
That is true, there isn't.
There just is no reason to do that. And if you already know 5th edition, why would you learn 6th edition?
The change between 4th and 5th was monumental in terms of like all the different aspects they altered. And so it made sense to switch from 4th to 5th. But then 5th to 6th, it's a streamlined, except not streamlined, shittier version.
Yeah, well, going from 4 to 5, you're adding like a 4th, but when you go from like 5 to 6, it's like a 5th.
Well, like for example, in 4th edition for the Matrix, everyone basically could just hack on a comlink. Like that was the first time the wireless Matrix was introduced, because Cyberpunk Future back in the 90s was I'm gonna plug my brain through a fucking like RCA cable into a fucking like brick monitor.
I'm surprised
you guys don't do that?
thing is still going on. I'm probably out of the loop. I don't know Shadowrun. I don't.
Yeah.
Shadowrun was made like back in the 90s, so it's got that retro future type deal in the older editions where it's like, you know, you're rocking around with a giant ass fucking keyboard strapped to your back, but it can like plug your brain into like this virtual reality.
Which is a cool aesthetic.
And your cell phone is the size of like a 1980s cell phone.
I love how whenever I play, like I have like new Shadowrun games, it's a very easy obstacle to just have the system not be wireless. Like the hacker goes, I want to fucking hack the security system. Yeah, these people are, moderately competent, and they don't need their security system to be wireless, so they just have it run with wires.
A lot of people do that, or what they'll do is they'll do like a Faraday cage around the building. Or like they'll port documents on a Faraday cage. Also, one thing that's important, Burger, is if you have a competent host, like a competent like target, they're going to have a beefy ass host, like rating 7 or higher host. And so that way, the only effective way to actually hack them is to physically go there and plug in, because then you can do a direct connection, which bypasses the firewall.
I have the Digimon theme in my head now.
Digital monsters, Digimon Garland Champ.
Man, that theme is so shit. Holy crap.
Oh, that theme is so much better than the Pokemon theme.
You
I
need
mean,
to leave.
no, no, it's
Digimon's
not.
theme is still relevant. Pokemon's isn't. You can't catch them all anymore. Yes, I am salty.
Why can't you catch them all anymore?
Next game won't have them all in it.
Wait, what?
Spy-
Just have
Crap.
multiple games. Just have all you caught them all in one game, so now catch the new ones on the new game.
What do you mean they won't have all of them in it? I mean,
The
that's
transfer-
always been the case.
The transfer system will only let you transfer the Pokemon that are on the decks of the new one, and that dex by that implies it won't have all Pokemon on it.
Oh,
So it's
Gotta
like-
catch a bunch of them.
But yeah, I don't know. The theme isn't really,
Yu-Gi-Oh theme is best.
relevant. I mean, yeah, but you can't just drop that on normies; they'll freak out.
Guile's theme.
Okay, I lose.
Yeah, you can drop that on everything though. It just works.
It just
It's
works.
like Thomas the Tank Engine. You just
Thomas the Howard.
Though,
Oh,
to be
what's-
fair, right? If I was like in a war zone, like this fucking some Middle Eastern civilian
And you heard that?
with my goat, I think I would be severely more freaked out by the Thomas the Tank Engine team than Guile's theme. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that's the Americans. Whereas if instead it's like, it's like, whoa, what the fuck? This is the literal devil coming out from the ground to eat me.
I don't know what
It's
I
so
want.
weird. Why is children's music, for shows like that, so fucking creepy when taken out of
Because
context?
if you take
Holy.
something like innocent and you like pervert it to be something like malicious, that's extra creepy. Like it
Yeah,
plays on. It's like when you see something that's just like
It's like Uncanny
slightly
Valley,
off.
but with it's like
yeah, exactly like
Uncanny
if you get
Valley,
teddy
but
bear
with
with
sounds.
teeth or something. Like it's
Yeah.
just should not exist.
It's like
That's-
when Boogie
that's-
got
that's
teeth.
interesting.
Yeah, it was so wholesome. But
Yeah.
it was suddenly terrifying.
Forget about that.
It's like horses with dog mouths.
I'm gonna Google that and I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah, it's just
Fucking
Google pictures of them.
what Nerd City actually photoshopped
Oh my god! Oh my.
Nerd City photoshopped Boogie's teeth onto my profile picture on Twitter.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! This is horrible. Oh my. Ew. Ew, I'm gonna throw up.
Well, I don't know if I can find the tweet somewhere. It's probably
A
been
lot of
older.
people don't know that George Carlin was the Mr. Conductor for a long time.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
The video I linked, I actually watched a bunch of those that this person's done. Like took like some of his stand up and added it onto it. It's funny as fuck.
I have to watch that after. You know that shitty Pixar film Cars?
I know of it.
Okay, you know the green car? It's just like the bread car
The
thing.
army one or
Yeah.
We're talking about a red or
No,
a
no,
green
not
car?
not the army one. The hippie one. No, I don't know the name.
oh, the Volkswagen?
Yeah, the V8. Is it the V8? I don't know. Yeah, whatever. That car's voice is done by George Carlin on the first film.
Wow.
Which
You know,
is-
I actually have no time frame of reference from when George Carlin died. When did he die?
2008.
Oh, okay, that's
That's
not
actually
that long
way
ago.
later than I remember.
Yeah, like I learned about George Carlin after he was dead, so I just assumed he's always been dead.
It's just never born.
Yeah,
Actually-
exactly.
When I learned of him, he was dead, but I thought he was alive. So I just made a fool of myself, thinking he was alive.
Okay,
and then,
I
like-
can't find the tweet. I'm way too much on Twitter.
I don't know. Jesus fuck. Like
I had to uninstall Twitter from my
you know,
phone.
if you type in Congo into fucking Google search,
You get an
literally
anime
weebs
shit.
of- Yeah, they've taken over the actual battleship as top search.
That's some oofs material right there.
Did you ever watch the movie Congo from the 90s?
From the 90s. No.
From the 90s. It was didn't make any sense. There were gorillas and crystal lasers. That's all I remember.
I am
Makes perfect
still
sense to
not
me.
at the part where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I love how, like, I expected a little bit of the thing today being like whoosh the video. But holy shit, there's way more people in the comments that are actually trying to argue against me seriously than I had expected.
Well,
I
have
honestly, I
fucking
almost thought you were being
stop.
serious for a second until you said, "Have you seen any pictures of beaches before like 1820 something?"
Yeah.
That was the big like, okay, this is a joke.
That was the year that photography was invented.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's one of those troll videos you do sometimes.
It's no, it wasn't. Many people
Different
don't
format than
know.
the
It's
usual one,
just
though.
I had this idea. I was actually sitting at the beach listening to music, and like my personal little childhood terabithia, like the rocks on the beach. Not really the beach. It's just like a massive rock formation and shit. And there's like a smuggler's hideout carved into it. Like it's not like any cave. It's not very impressive looking. But yeah, that used to be my thing. I'm not even sure it was a smuggler's hideout. I have no idea what it used to be. But it's like a thing carved into the rocks, and there's water going in it. And I looked at the beach, and this fucking random thought entered my head, and so that things escalated from there. Because I didn't have internet.
Very well. Okay, I have to watch that video now. Well, after the stream, whatever.
I was surprised it wasn't in the usual format of many people don't know.
Yeah, no, I wasn't feeling like making one of those. I don't know. I don't know if I want to make any more of those, because I kind of do, but also I feel like it's been so long since I made one that a lot of people are going to be confused by it.
I mean, isn't the point that they were supposed to be confusing?
No, like confused by the existence of the format, because I already have so many formats that they're similar to each other. Like none of them are just very different. I'm really surprised that nobody commented on my piranhas that I have
Why is
now.
that on my fucking suggestion? Star Wars interspecies relationships and the ability for babies. Like, what?
Fuck yeah, my man. That's important knowledge.
See, it'd be great if you couldn't knock them up. Then you just
Got an
save tons
intellectual
of money on
laugh.
condoms and birth.
What the fuck is this? Funny.
Yeah, no, it's actually terrible. It shouldn't be. It's unnatural.
Wait.
Like Hitler jokes, Hitler was a victim of suicide, and he shouldn't be disrespectful to victims of suicide. I love how he dies in 1918. No,
I stole that from some type of cat.
This is the pictures. One thing was the thing was like, wait, when were the cameras invented? Then I heard the aliens thing. I was like, yeah, okay, this is great. Yeah, I agree. It was pretty great.
Speaking of aliens, have you heard that remix song of Area 51?
No. I found the conversation just ended there. No. No, I didn't.
After stream, you should listen to that.
Sabaton. Okay, no, it's not actually Sabaton. It's okay.
It's a remix.
Remix.
Or parody or whatever the hell, but it's funny.
Nobody ever does premixes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I've been trying to what's this? Yeah, I'm completely out with the brain. My brain has just shut off. I've been distracted for too many
Oh yeah, your
milliseconds.
beach vid. I got like 5 seconds into it, and I was like, no, they're not. What? And then I just stopped watching because there was rocks and shit as sea defenses, and like bunch of.
What if the rocks were actually built there artificially and it's normally just beach? What if the spaceships, they started on the beach and so they fused the sand together and that became rocks?
You know what would be funny, right? Moon landing. They land, they plant the flag in, and then all of a sudden the ground starts shaking as they've woken up the moon beast.
Fug.
Fog the moon beast.
They just plant it in and everything's shaking, and they're like, oh shit. Quick, get back to shuttle, and then like that slow hopping.
So, why? Well, actually, today is a pretty good turnout. I have to be honest. Like compared to
way better than last time.
It's like ever since I got a lot of patrons, nobody comes to these anymore.
Everyone's just thinking, man, there's gonna be too many people there.
But I mean, they have to know at this point that there's never anyone here. Like they have to know.
They'll all come next month.
It's like the like one of the Doctor Who episodes. It's like who's going to arrive first, and everyone freezes because no one wants to be the first one to turn up. Even though I'm usually here 15 minutes early.
I haven't watched Doctor Who actually. I've tried several times, but I can't get into it. I just cannot get into it.
Have you tried getting out of it?
It's confusing, even by me.
No, I don't. It's not the
like
thing. The
it.
thing isn't that it's confusing. The thing is that
It's cheesy.
it's
It's
cheesy.
jarring to look
Doesn't
at it.
take itself seriously. That's something that like really irks me in ways that it just is way too much. Like nobody should be
Although
irked
the
by
tone-
this much.
The tone shifts a lot depending on the writer. Sometimes it takes itself seriously, and when it does, it's when you get the best.
Yeah, I don't want
part.
to be able to easily differentiate between different writers for episodes when I watch a show. Like if that
Yeah.
happens, you've just failed to make a consistent television show. Just make different shows. At that point.
Welcome to Doctor Who.
Yeah, I digress because I'm salty about Moffat and especially the new writer. I don't even know his name. Fucking
Yeah, I
cuck.
hear that a lot of people are angry at Moffat.
So say Doctor Who for me at least worked best when it was self-contained stories, right? And it's like Star Trek, you know? It's a different scenario every episode.
Deep Space Nine was best for storytelling, but Picard and Data are best characters.
I actually need to watch TNG more. I'm in like
I
the
guess.
middle of the second season only. There's so much fucking shit I have to watch. So much fucking shit I have to. I think I was in the third Expanse book when I was on vacation, when I went into vacation. And now I'm almost through with the sixth. And I didn't even spend most of my time on vacation reading. There's so much to do. I spend most of my time getting high. But that's neither here nor there.
Imagine if Disney never got rid of all the Legends canon, and that was still that, and you had to catch up on Star Wars, and it was like hundreds of bucks.
Well, yeah, no, but they would explain it in the films. Which, I mean, I don't even watch still haven't watched, I think it's The Last Jedi.
Good.
Yeah, don't watch it. It's garbage.
I'm gonna
Only
watch it at
reason-
some point.
Watch it while you're high, and then you might enjoy it. Sorry, then you might not be angry at it.
I don't, like, I've made my peace with Star Wars just being shit now. It's like they're destroying all these brilliant franchises for reasons of just making money and
What
politics.
all these reboots feel like fan fiction.
Yeah.
They really do.
Holy shit,
It's-
that's actually true.
They all like literally all of them.
Yeah, I
so
agree
much
with
fan
that.
fiction.
I think honestly,
Even in comics with the new Marvel comics, all of it feels like fan fiction. All of it.
Which is, it's fine to like write fan fiction about that shit. Just don't be
No,
the
yeah.
writer of it.
My point is that because not all fan fiction is bad, right? But it gets a bad rap because of all the usual,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great. I mean, I fucking write fan fiction.
how I
Neil
would fix
Gaiman
Star
wrote
Wars.
Neil Gaiman
right?
won a fucking Hugo Award with a piece of fan fiction.
Yeah, but those are good writers, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
then
mean,
it doesn't feel
obviously,
like
if
fan
you
fiction.
just have a lot of shit writers in fan fiction because anyone can do it.
Exactly.
And mostly it's not about
that's
the
what I'm
quality
referring
of the
to.
writing. I think most fan fiction is actually sex stuff.
I was
True.
gonna say like, to
But
fix
all of these
Star
new
Wars,
characters feel
have
like
hentai
self-inserts.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
hentai artists have if they did the next 3 films, it would have been far more interesting, and Mary Jane would be in it.
I mean, you have a point.
That's like the most annoying thing is the fact that Disney they're so money hoarding, but they didn't do the simplest and easiest things to get money. Make Mary Jane canon and just follow the Thrawn trilogy.
I
Like,
don't
No,
really
because
follow
then that would have been a person of color being evil or something. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
why.
couldn't
They,
happen.
God forbid the blue man's evil.
no, they wouldn't be able to do like people would already know the story and they couldn't have any like twists and shit.
Yeah, but they're doing the Reborn Emperor, which is the least like fucking Legends thing.
Is it the Reborn Emperor?
Like,
Is
the
that
whole
who the
episode-
guy is?
I'm assuming that's what they're going for with the whole trailer I've seen, and I'm just like, you really going with the Palpatine comes back? The least favorite, with the exception of maybe the new Civil War thing that I paid no
That
attention.
happened in the books, or
I remember reading that on
It happened a
Wikipedia
couple
that he
times.
sort of came back.
Operation Shadowhand.
oh,
It's also where the Eclipse Superstar Destroyer came in. That I liked. Reborn Emperor, I do not.
I don't actually read Star Wars, so I'm not
Only
qualified
gets
to.
another-
Neither do
like,
I. I
not
just look
another,
it up on
my first
Wikipedia.
Oh,
But the Eclipse was in like the games, and it one-shot shit, and you
You-
always
you-
like things with one-shot shit.
Burger, can you guess what franchise needs to be rebooted?
Yo, okay, finally
Reboot.
it's working. Hello, like I promised, I'm here.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm all good. I'm all good.
Good.
So, what were you what were you cunts talking about? Almost used a no word there.
Gay sex.
Yeah.
Nice.
basically.
Stupid reboots.
The usual.
Star Wars.
I'll say this.
Stupid
though.
gay reboots in Star Wars. That's
Like, Timothy Zahn's writing with his Thrawn stuff he's doing now. I like. So I'm thankful Disney.
Yeah, but
did
it's
that.
Timothy Zahn. He's pretty good. They just
What
about
got him
Steve
back
Zahn?
in because they knew he was good.
I don't know
couldn't
any.
fuck up. The
I didn't-
an Armada and X-wing. I don't get X-wing, but I do get Armada. I like those. The board game miniatures game.
Yeah, those are. Oh, you're talking also reboots about miniature games. Oh god. Oh god, I
And-
just
and-
remember
and
earlier
so on.
today talking about.
Everyone
60,
complains
oh
about.
Lord.
Here's the thing. Everyone complains about Trump and Twitter. Jesus fuck, take J.K. Rowling away from Twitter.
I mean, when
Yeah,
Trump
fuck-
goes on Twitter, it's funny.
I mean, let's be
This
honest.
is literally a guy who does social policy.
The irony
Over
is Trump can't
Twitter.
destroy the world because there are too many stopgaps. But J.K. Rowling is literally destroying a world.
Brady, shut up. You don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it's
You're gay.
her world, so like, let her.
No,
Also, let's
no.
be honest. It always was aimed at kids, or at worst, or like at the oldest young, like
What she's
early
doing,
young adults.
what
so,
she's
like-
doing is not respecting the author's death. All right. She can't. She just does this shit. For the sake of recognition. Like she wants the validation for being progressive and not actually put the work into it, right?
Yeah.
And she does this to the point that she'll change reality to fit whatever she's trying to push. So you guys are all gay from now on, all right? And you're all
Ooh.
black. And
Ah,
this-
yeah, of course, everyone is.
Okay.
Does
And
that
you're all
mean I get to
retarded.
use the N word?
That does.
Hey!
But I don't think you two will agree.
Yeah.
Whoa there!
Yeah. Oh god. Well, in completely unrelated news, I finally convinced a mathematician friend of mine that von Neumann machines are not a good idea.
They're
Turns
not
out,
even-
Because we all
Like,
know what von
smart.
Neumann machines are.
they're just self-replicating machines.
Listen, if you don't
Oh,
know what a
no,
von Neumann
that's a
machine
great
is,
idea.
then you're dumb.
Hey.
Listen,
I mean,
come on.
Hey, shut the
If
fuck
you
up.
don't know like quantum physics, come on, why are you even alive?
I guess you're right.
yeah. I mean,
Hey,
no.
did you see that quantum Donnerism?
I would have
Just
explained. I would
unreasonable
have been
standards.
fine. No, I would have been fine with anyone saying that, except that me and Walking
Except
Word,
me.
yeah,
Well, I
me
know
and him have been talking a
self-replicating
while,
machine,
and
but-
you said to me multiple times that you watched the whole back catalog by Isaac Arthur.
Isaac
So you
Arthur,
should
yes.
know this.
But listen,
That's all I'm saying.
I can't remember all the names, and I only remember the stuff that it's useful to me. Not that I'm not saying I only remember what I like, because I like all of it. I'm only remembering what it's useful.
So
me.
Fair
are
enough.
you saying time-space dilation isn't useful for picking out which apples to get at the supermarket?
It is.
I
That's
mean-
why I remember it.
So what would
I
you
mean,
call
time dilation and space contraction isn't that unintuitive.
So
That's all
what
the
would you
thing
call
I'm
somebody
gonna
that
say.
works
I'd say
on
length
subatomic
contraction is.
machines?
Not really.
So sorry I didn't hear that.
I was asking you, what would you call somebody that works on subatomic machines? A quantum mechanic.
Damn.
Fuck. Should have guessed that.
Walked into that, and you're calling us dumb.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, it
I was gonna
wasn't
go. I
math.
was gonna go. No, see, I was trying to think, like, actually what they would be called in academia, like something about nanoscale engineer or something like that. But no, it had to be the stupid.
That was
Do
your
you know
mistake
t-
for
do you-
assuming
do you-
that something intelligent would be said on this stream.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
There's a couple questions in the comments.
Oh, God, I
Burger
haven't even
DFF or
opened this
DP? Neither. I don't watch either anymore.
Oh yeah.
There was a
remember, you talked
particular magic
this, I
about pre-breakup DP that neither DP nor DFF are able to catch anymore. I think I would prefer DFF, but it's not worth my time investment.
Doctor
What the
Who is
fuck
low-tier
is-
sci-fi.
I just
Well,
watch.
yeah, it was budget.
I just watch. I just do Countdown now. Humans are a von Neumann machine. That is actually an argument that I have made. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
video about
exactly
it.
also my point to him. And the point was, I don't want anyone to compete with us. Thank you very much. Because
Oh yeah,
if we make
anything
that, we risk-
that's alive and reproducing. is
If
a
we
von Neumann
actually
machine.
made 2B an actual android with that self-awareness, I'm sorry, but we succeeded in replacing ourselves.
Pretty much, yeah. And
I don't,
yeah,
this
no,
whole
thanks.
fucking
Especially
replacement
if you
thing,
put them
it
in
irritates
maid
me.
skirts.
The idea of the replacement thing irritates me because it's just people go, oh, it's evolution. That's how this works. No, that's not. That's not how fucking evolution works. There's niches and there's specializations into niches. When when a new species happens, the old iteration of that species doesn't get replaced.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's
Not
just,
always.
it's
But
just the big
I think what they
problem
mean is that they die off if they can't compete,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but for
Yeah.
that they have to compete in the same niche.
Actually,
the big problem is that we
can I just chime in on exactly that? Right.
All right.
If we live in a capitalist world, yes, they'll replace us. If we live in a communist one, no, they won't.
Dad's a
Checkmate.
communist.
Checkmate, atheists.
No, the real problem
Communists
there
on
is
American soil.
is that they're not wrong simply because of the fact that we as a species are the ultimate generalists, and so we fill any niche that we manage to find, and that can be filled by 2-meter tall beings.
Weeb tier is over full. Go find another job.
Pretty much. So if we build another race of generalists that are about our size and are better at being generalists than us, we're fucked.
Yeah, well, that's
that's what we
assuming
want to
that
create.
we build the generalists to replace us. That's the thing. There's still the thing
Yeah,
is
this
there's
is
a
why, this is why
fundamental.
robot ethics is trying to make
No, there's a
it so
fundamental
robots have the
difference.
same goal as us, right? So they don't replace us.
People
Yeah.
people just assume that like computers are just better, silicon-based computers at everything, and that's just bullshit. There's so many things that our brains are way better at than computers, much like the other way around. They're just specialized for different tasks, and we build computers to do the exact tasks that we are not good at.
True.
We only
true.
need
But-
to worry is when AI starts producing hentai better than us humans.
That's never going to happen. It's impossible.
I mean, have you seen the way guns are going?
No, but it's hentai, my man. Just any
Yeah, but
computer.
still.
No. If you put it on there, it'll shrivel up and delete itself. It's like, no, I cannot compete with the depravity of this species.
I mean, are we talking? No, see, if we're talking worse, as in like, you know, the morally worse, or like worse in a general way, then yeah, I agree. If we're talking better, then maybe not. If you get what I mean.
No, I
Like-
wasn't listening.
It depends. It depends
I'll be honest,
in
guys,
if you
I
consider.
completely lost track of
Okay.
the entire conversation because I was busy doing.
We
something
should
else.
track it on a different scale, not better or worse, but more depraved or less depraved. Like, no AI is gonna match a human's depravity. It's just more depraved.
You know what?
It's
You
not
know what
necessarily
niche of
better.
hentai will be beaten into the ground, and humans won't be able to complete.
I have
You know what?
read.
I
books-
disagree.
I
wanna
have
disagree.
read.
I
I
wanna
bet
make
AI will produce the best wholesome hentai out there because it'll wish humans treat them equally.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
days.
I disagree with the whole AIs can't be more depraved thing. Because you set up a learning program.
Oh, yeah,
and give
true.
it the
Fuck
fears
you, Cody. I was
better
gonna say
than
that.
anyone else.
No. It
Forgot
doesn't
about that.
matter. Human,
Tap into
this-
tap into that part of the human brain that even we can't access for the AI to get the true depravity
It's
out.
true.
You can't learn to be as depraved as hentai artists. It can't be done.
Hold my beer.
I mean, yeah, that was
Listen,
also said
God
about
couldn't be as
lots of
depraved.
Yeah, the Bible is.
I
like-
envision a future where there's like the machine war, and they're just better at us at everything than us, like just in every way. And the only way to defeat them is to like send them hentai or show them hentai, and so humans have these
Spend
screens
them with
where there's
hentai until they crash.
Yeah, exactly. Just
No, just-
email them hentai,
Ironically, this
no, just-
sounds like the plot to a hentai.
but they get inoculated, and so there's just these huge sweatshops of hentai
I mean,
artists that are
isn't
hailed as
that,
heroes
like-
that just have to come up with hentai all the time.
No,
This is similar
But
to the
jokes
plot
aside,
of a Digimon film.
Like, jokes aside, isn't that like one iteration away from the plot of Panty and Stocking?
I don't know what that is. No! Fucking shit, cunt.
Did you do?
Spiel thing.
I'm
Spiel
waiting to
something?
see this on the stream.
Yeah, how'd you fuck up?
Yeah.
Burger, how'd you fuck up?
I mean, it's just burger, right? It's normal.
Yeah. Ah, there it is. There it is.
It's still beer. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
You can tell the latency by the delayed laughs.
You would think
Yeah.
that after years of straddling the borderline to alcoholism, I would know how to pour a beer.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I was saying, Panty and Stocking is just an anime where like the government outlaws any lewd thing, and so there's
Oh,
basically this terrorist that just gathers porn and just throws it at people and just
Oh yeah, I
So-
watched that with a friend.
The United
That's fucking-
Kingdom.
that's a
in
weird
10
anime.
years' time.
you watched that with
Yeah.
a friend. What
Yeah,
the fuck
'cause
were you
my-
doing during all that time? Certainly
Could we
not
train
watching.
AI to make us into real life
watching-
hentai? Give me 1
Watching
second.
an anime where a lady puts panties on her head and shows people bees fucking. Like that was the plot, I think.
Could
Yeah.
Wait a second. Could we train AI to make us into real life hentai as some type of cat? There's actually, I posted this in the Discord. There's now like an animation algorithm, but I don't think that it actually uses AI. Where you have to where you can animate, where you basically you make a video of something like normally, and then you extract certain keyframes, and those are the ones that you draw. And then the AI fills in the gaps.
Oh,
So
yeah.
You only need
Yeah,
to
it's
draw like a fucking fraction of the frames that you used to have to draw.
Yeah, essentially, it's just
Speaking of
you need to
hentai,
designate to the AI
The
where
artist
to
that
look.
patron support has posted a new image.
Oh, yay.
What?
Where's that? Where's that?
I'm not gonna put it.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
sure.
you support. Right, sorry,
Yeah,
never mind that.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm not an artist. I'm fucking
Yeah, I thought
with
it
that.
was no, I thought it was some Patreon here that posted it somewhere in the server.
Matt, for a
Yeah.
big brain bibba, you have very small brain.
Yeah, thank you. I know.
Do you
welcome.
frequent
I love
r slash I'm very smart?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, it's awful. Basically, I started because some dicks, which, well, were used to be my friends, but some dicks started to basically get triggered whenever I talked about anything tangential to transhumanism. I don't know why, because, like, I can't remember what it was, some family trauma, basically. And so they didn't want to hear about, defeating death. So they started going, anytime I talked about anything remotely related to transhumanists, they would start to spam me, basically implying that I was cringy like that. And, yeah, that wasn't nice.
Fucking
I tried my hardest to explain like the logic behind immortality being achievable, like before faster than light.
Yeah.
And they refused to accept it. And like, what, you want to live forever? It's like, well, it's inevitably better than death.
Yeah, like...
One I exist, one I do
But
not.
what about
Like,
overpopulation?
I want to live as long as I want to live.
I'm kidding, chill.
Like,
thank you.
I've watched Disney butcher Star Wars. I've seen the worst life can give.
Yeah. I mean, no, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Be straight with us. That's not the worst.
When
Some
I
of
was in the Congo-
depraved hentai we were just talking. about is-
You know what's the worst is that Lego tried to reboot Bionicle and failed miserably. That's the worst life can get.
when I was in the Congo as a child soldier, being raped by a warlord and then being passed around to other warlords, that was a very bad life. But then I moved to the Western world, and I saw how Disney butchered Star Wars, and that is the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Everyone's
Perfect.
personal problems are
Yeah,
relative to
exactly.
them.
Fuck. Amazing.
The irony is, I don't give a penny to EA, but I still give money to Disney because I wanted my Super Star Destroyer model.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just
I
buy
mean-
the Lego one. What's wrong
I
with
do-
you?
It's
You get to
too
build
unwieldy.
it.
It's too unwieldy, man.
Just
However, I
download
will
it.
say this: I need to repaint its engines to the orangey red color. It was never blue.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that big a fan of Star Wars.
I am and I am not.
I mean,
The Disney split made me hate the community quite a bit.
Is
Yeah,
there a
dude.
Disney split? Is
There-
there is
there's
there
the-
actually a serious amount of Star Wars fans that go, yeah, I'm okay with this Disney thing?
yeah,
I was
Yeah.
so, I
those
was fine with
so-called
most
fans
of the movies.
are just.
I mean,
not
those are
really
the same
movies.
people that are like that go like, oh yeah,
Propaganda.
something
I
living in their
pay-
villages.
I paid
Sometimes.
for a guy called Corey who does like a lead mod for Empire at War, and even he has started hating the community over it because it is that toxic.
Oof.
Look, dude, the way I see it is just that the only people who like it are SJWs and people who are quote unquote fake nerds
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
people
but
are like,
fake
"Oh,
nerds,
I mean,
love
no,
Star
no,
Wars."
no,
nerds
no,
have
no.
been into
Okay.
Star Wars
I
for a
see
long
we've
ass time.
transferred.
Untrue.
we've
There's a third
transferred-
category. There's a third category which is children, but that's like that's
Yeah, but
fine.
that
Children don't
doesn't
count
count.
because they're
You can be
stupid and they don't
forgiven
know
for
anything
that.
yet.
Guys, I see we transferred from r/I'm very smart to r/gatekeeping.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
These
I-
fucking
I-
fake nerds liking
fucking-
Star
fucking
Wars
fake-
movies.
No, but like
Hey,
fucking
yeah.
fake nerds have liked Star Wars way before the new movies.
But
That's
that's not
just
the
it's
point.
because
The
it's a
point is that-
popular thing.
Exactly. Like liking a popular thing doesn't make you a nerd. That's just what I'm saying. Right?
I'm sorry, but I
It's
think
like being
nerds
nerdy
become
is
so,
cool
like,
now.
almost-
There's actually like legitimately nerdy
No.
people who like wear fucking shirts with pie on it or some shit, and I'm like, why? Why do you have to? I mean, of course it's like a shibboleth test, right?
Yeah.
But I don't. It's like buying merch for like nerdy franchises and shit. I get why people do it. I just would never do it ever.
I mean, it's kind of the same as like buying a band T-shirt or something. It's to spark conversation with someone.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the
to
other day-
identify yourself as a
Yeah.
member of the tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
let people do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, like
But that
It's
wasn't my
fine.
point.
I've
My
had
point is that
conversations- I've probably had better conversations with some fake nerds that with some real nerds.
Oh,
Like-
100%.
It's fine.
They're well-adapted social human beings that you can have a fucking conversation with.
People
Yeah,
without
exactly.
autism are fun to talk to. What?
I annoy everyone at work.
I mean, no,
bringing
I've
up
talked with.
history.
I know quite a few. I mean, I'm
Oh,
a physics
fuck you.
student. Of course, I know quite a few real nerds. But quite a few of them are also fairly socially well socially adjusted.
and we're
I
back
think,
to
like-
slash I am smart.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about nerd culture now. I think like the whole not socially adjusted nerd was just a thing until like the 2000s.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
you're
No!
so
No! No!
wrong.
No! No!
Ah,
No!
You're so wrong.
Go to
That is-
TG.
that is-
There's
I
a
would say
lot.
those
that's
are not-
even worse
those are not-
nowadays.
Nerds. Those are mainly neckbeards. That's a bit.
No, but
different. Like,
the
Oh
overlap
my
between
God,
neckbeard and
you
nerd
are
is
stomping
almost
on so much
100%.
right now.
yes, okay, they're still nerds, but it's not like the predominant thing. What I'm thinking of is like people who are predominantly
Can I,
like
can I
the
just blow
main
your
part
mind
of
for
their
5
identity.
seconds, right? You can get
Yeah.
a far right Nazi nerd.
I mean, yeah, that obviously.
Yeah.
I know that
I
there's
think he was saying that.
yeah. No, what I'm saying is that like people who mainly identify first as a nerd just because well they've been a nerd all their life and some even have nerd parents. Quite a few of them have nerd parents. It's just they not necessarily not well adjusted socially. Like there used to be a
Yeah,
big
of course,
correlation.
Yeah, no,
There isn't anymore.
the number, the amounts of people that are like very much like very social and just like normal people that aren't massively socially awkward has shifted dramatically, but there's still a huge, I would argue, possibly the majority. It might not be the majority, but I will say that it might actually be like half, maybe a little more.
I mean, true. They
Of the
might
people
not...
that actually like they're not say, "Oh, I'm such a nerd," but who actually do nerdy shit.
Yeah. No, like, I kind of agree, but at the same time, it's like there's a difference, I guess, between what we mean because someone who is, what did you exactly say? Like shy and socially anxious is not necessarily the same as being socially not socially well adjusted.
No, I mean like basically the stereotypical
Basement
fat,
dweller.
hairy autist, which is you
Yeah.
know, there's most autists aren't that autistic.
Okay, the truth is,
Honestly, the autistic people in the nerd community I have found tend to be the more well-adjusted.
yeah, because they have to struggle against that, and so they try their best, essentially.
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm
And
pretty
it
sure
depends on
some-
what the scale and
the,
the spectrum
the
they are.
quote
Yeah,
unquote the normies would say that I'm a nerd. I mean, I did buy a bunch of Star Wars stuff just for models because I got no one to play the actual game with. And and I've started conversations with a Portuguese person by saying, "Did you know Portugal and Iberia used to be Muslim?"
Hey,
It's like
hey,
that's
we
not
don't
well
want to talk
adjusted.
about that. We do not talk about that. All right, we shoved
No,
them
but
off
like-
the country for a reason.
I mean, listen. What I'm
Time
trying
for
to
the
say
Reconquista.
is, I know a 30-year-old fat that kind of stinks in my LARP group that isn't not socially well
Tell them to
adjusted.
wash.
I mean,
I'm
he
sorry,
stinks.
There's
but past
polite,
that-
and then there's Jesus fucker can smell you halfway across the room the moment you walk in.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like half a room, but still. But apart from that, he's
Define
not.
a room.
Like, they're
Like-
the kind of people I use a one-turn kill deck so I don't have to be sat next to them.
Yeah, no, but like even then, this person isn't socially unadjusted. Like it's
I think we got off track.
there's
from
a
the
big
main
mix.
point.
Yeah.
What
This
even
is-
is the track of this?
Yeah, I
thing
think
that we do?
this is
This wasn't
literally
my point,
tangent
right?
the stream.
I think I was misconstrued.
Who even are you?
I
Okay,
am
Who
a
am I?
Brazil man.
I kind of want to take it back to people in chats talking about black holes because people that that just have a
Don't
passing
start
knowledge
talking
of black
about
holes. They
here,
just
or I
go.
will post hentai.
Black hole.
No, I don't know. There's
Black hole
something
chan
that
is the
kind of.
best thing to come out of my fucking not safe for work Reddit.
God damn it!
Matt,
Not my proudest fan. No, but what I'm saying is like
You know,
I don't know.
With black
I-
holes,
I-
man, you
I- I- I was just
when you ejaculate, will it go into like the spiral sort of black hole thing? And
accretion disk. The word you're looking for is accretion disk,
Isn't
and
that
yes,
the
it will.
Event Horizon?
No, it depends. It depends how far you do and how
Oh my
fast the
God.
black hole is spinning.
Okay, I don't want to know the mechanics of
Look,
If you
ejaculation.
Well,
jizz in
how
the
is
right,
it
if you
Yeah.
come into the black hole at just the right angle, you can actually extract energy from it.
Exactly. Frame dragging.
That's gonna be what we do at the end of the universe. I'm just trying to extract energy here.
What are you doing in your room, little Billy? I'm just extracting energy, Mom.
It's a school project.
I honestly think that as well, like Earth-chan has made a few people out there stop littering.
Yeah, probably.
But like honestly, imagine if like in 1,000 years you have a school project where you have to like create a mini black hole, a Kugelblitz black hole. How many teenagers you think are gonna try and stick their dicks in that?
A lot of them.
I mean,
A lot of them.
Burger. I can just tell you, I have used like fairly
God.
high power,
Oh, no.
fairly high powered lasers for.
And you point them at your
for,
dick.
No, I didn't point them at my dick, but like I have used fairly high powered lasers for school projects, and those are the kind of stuff that like they dreamed of in labs in the 70s. So like. It's probably not gonna it's not gonna be that far away in time.
No, but I want to know is how
Imagine
many
someone
will
creating
stick
a
their
mini
dick
black
in it.
hole.
I,
You know,
probably
if
a
you
few.
consider the amount of guys that kill themselves doing autoerotic ejaculation.
Not even that, just
how's
the
it-
amount
what's it
of
called?
people
Sorry,
that
what?
harm themselves. Just the amount of people that harm themselves doing the
Just
Tide
jerking
Pod
off,
challenge.
yeah.
No, the Tide Pod challenge. Like,
Oh, that one.
surely.
Those are not adjusted people, that's for sure.
Yeah, but at the same time, when those kind of people get like their artificial, like their waste disposal artificial black hole, how many of them do you think will stick their dick in it because it sucks? And so they go,
100%.
ooh, suck.
It also makes your dick go bigger because it bends space-time.
Oh my
Fuck.
god.
Spaghetti.
Makes you last longer as well. Makes you last longer as well.
Yeah, I don't think people will do it for that reason when it's called spaghettification. Like just the name.
touch my spaghetti.
That
No,
meme
No,
will
no, I
become
can do it. I
relevant
can
with
do
that.
it with the real Italian accent.
If you only put your dick within the event horizon, yeah, it'll
Yeah.
make it longer, but you would
Also
see it
thinner.
age faster.
Oh fuck yeah.
Well, it's teenagers. I think if I grow older, my dick will get bigger, and then that's
Yeah.
what they do.
And then they
Isn't that
find
true?
out the
Yeah,
hard way.
and then
And then they have like an old
somebody
man
touches-
penis.
And then
And
yeah,
then they have saggy balls. Yeah.
and then somebody touches their spaghetti.
No, no one will after that.
Yeah, true. Well, apart from the black
It'll be
hole.
like a cat penis. It just coils into it, right?
I mean, no. The
No, that's
worst
tall
part
grass.
of that, no, the worst part of that is, you know how there's a couple of fringe theories about black holes being like the singularity, given how the time and space dimensions flip inside of the black hole. There's some people that say that inside of a black hole, well, it could be like a new/different universe. Can you imagine being in the universe and just suddenly in the
White.
distance with your telescopes, you just spot a massive dick coming in, floating in, appearing slowly.
That's a universe-wide Rick and Morty episode, right?
Pretty much.
Uh,
You could hear him going, damn it, why do we have to have an age rating? We have so many great ideas.
Yeah, and that. Never mind. Sorry.
Matt's
I-
just quit life.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was gonna say, and these good ideas are why Walking Warrior is writing a sci-fi book.
Shut the
But,
fuck up.
Yeah.
Hey, don't reveal my dick plot, alright?
It's okay. I have been recruited as his science advisor. It's fun.
Yes. And he's getting paid 0 an hour.
Yeah.
Which is
volunteer
better
work.
than my sister, which gets paid like -1 an hour.
Yeah, fair enough.
What?
Does she give you hand jobs? What's the...
Oh my god, no! Shut the fuck up! No!
What?
Do not ever say that ever again.
Because it's
Does she
true.
give you hand jobs? Or...
No! God.
Burger, They're not in Alabama.
I
That
was
is
making
true,
a
that
pun
is
that I
true.
steal her money. Come on.
That's not what
No,
it seems.
no, you've
sorry.
walked
It
in-
sounds like a euphemism for her giving you hand jobs. I'm just.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
will ne- what?
very
I
denialistic.
dug myself into a hole. Oh my god, no. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What do you mean, you fucker in the ass?
Oh my days.
You know,
Oh,
if you're
I
not
will
looking,
probably
it does
shut up
still
now.
work. Like that.
What do you mean she bit your dick off?
She's
Oh,
Wait,
showing
was
us,
it?
is this why you can't hide it?
Was it little Bessie or?
What the fuck?
No, I'm talking about the fact that you also fuck animals. Just
don't-
because.
Wait, who fucks animals?
I don't
Matt,
know.
are you fucking animals?
Not me.
I
No.
think you are.
No, I'm just.
I think
I
you're
told you.
projecting.
I told you. I don't.
I think you're
I'm
projecting.
surprised. I'm surprised you haven't noticed. I told you earlier. I'm kind of drunk as well.
Oh.
Oh no, drunk science talk.
Nice. Yeah, but I mean, you haven't
That explains
noticed
why
till
he
now,
isn't
so
being shy.
Hmm?
What? Nothing. I love you.
yeah. Thank you. I know.
Well, they did open up saying this stream was gay, so
Fair enough.
I guess we've officially fulfilled that.
Did it?
I
Did
wanna-
it just assume my gender?
Ooh.
I didn't state which type of gay. Check
Here's the thing that I've
Fuck.
been
Smart person.
here's the thing that's been bothering me
Big brain
about
biva.
having money now. Which I don't have a lot of money, but I have enough
Taxes.
money that I can do like a couple frivolous purchases. Like today, I purchased a new Hoover.
Now that Burger has money,
Frivolous.
he
A new
becomes an
Hoover.
ANCAP.
Frivolous.
Here's the
I-
thing that I really here's a T-shirt that I really want to. I'm considering buying, but it's just the dumbest T-shirt that exists.
What the fuck?
This
Burger
is-
on one hand. Hey, I would never buy
What the
a
fuck is
shirt
that?
has like a brand or an idea.
Why
on
is
it.
the
Also
M not
burger.
upside down? Why is
no,
it not
no,
upside
that's
down?
the best part. It's the ironic part where they didn't even put in the effort to turn the M upside down. It's just Weed Donalds.
Why
I've been debating getting this shirt, but it's just that will be the stupidest thing I've ever.
I mean,
purchased.
it's certainly a
Baga,
conversation
do
starter.
not do it. Do not.
I
do
mean,
it.
it's like my.
it.
Don't
It's
you
I
just
would
just
pay
buy
pay off
that
some
shirt if it was
lawyer?
less than $15.
I don't.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
think
like-
it's less than $15, my man. Semi, it's
Oh.
$22.
Fuck.
Way
Okay,
too
never
much for a
mind.
shirt then.
Wait,
For that
which
shirt.
which kind of dollars though?
American.
American dollars. Okay.
Ooh.
The only kind of dollars.
Yeah.
Ugandan.
True.
Oh, okay.
There's more Ugandan dollars in the economy than American. Checkmate.
Therefore,
Is Uganda?
Booga
use-
booga, bitch.
I thought they used the euro. No,
No.
Zimbabwe
idea,
used the
actually.
euro.
I mean, at
The
this
Zimbabwe
point.
currency is
Don't use the
worthless.
gold standard or you'll be assassinated.
Oh yeah, I remember the picture of the 10 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. That one was funny.
I've
You'll buy you
considered
that shirt.
also. I've also considered getting this one, but I decided not to get this one.
Uh-oh, I cut my hand
No,
and
that
now
one's-
I'm bleeding.
That one's not ironic enough. I feel
Yeah.
like some
No,
people
No,
might
see,
mistake it for-
this one also is not ironic enough, Nix.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay, I'm
it's,
just
I
gonna say
smoke
Because the
weed.
dollar is upside down.
I have
No,
never.
it should just be like for the best effect. It should be like that the first shirt you posted, except without the Donald's part, just weed off center and just the words weed repeated multiple times in the background.
This one also I've been actually debating getting, just for no reason.
Oh lord. Oh fuck. I know some people that are planning
Man,
to steal
why?
shit from that one Noah's Ark museum thing because they say
Oh
that-
yeah.
because they say it's not they're not worthy of owning it, and so they're just gonna try and steal it soon apparently.
I
And
I-
also
Can
this-
I steal the Noah Ark that can't actually float?
I have
no.
decided to definitely get this one though.
No, and the best you want to know the best part? I'm friends with one of them, and I was called in
oh my
saying,
days.
"You play Shadowrun. You know how to plan heist."
Absolutely. Expert opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, first get your mage to go into
Are-
the
are
astral
these
plane.
John
Make sure they have
Cena?
a- Listen, if it's a religious organization, they're gonna have astral offenses out the ass.
Oh, they're gonna have watchers everywhere, my man. Yeah, this-
Watchers,
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
gonna have
Careful.
fucking patrolling spirits, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, you're gonna
archangel's
need to
gonna
nuke
swing
that.
out from the fucking beneath the ark and just shoot you with fire or something.
No, what I would say in that case, it's just you don't even need a mage. Just bring in like some kind. Just do a preliminary run into one of the irradiated zones. Just grab a lot of that shit and just bring it over. You just get instant null zone, and
I'm
then
embarrassed to admit I've never used a straight razor before, and now I'm bleeding everywhere.
Oh.
I've never used a straight razor before either. I have no solution for you.
you know what the problem
You're
with
gonna
that
die.
is? No,
Are
no,
those
you know
like
what the
straight
problem
razors
with that
or
is?
are those
Try
like,
to use a straight razor. I'm not sure you're straight enough. I'm not sure anyone here is straight enough.
I use a gay
Oh,
razor.
I know what it
I
is.
am very, very confident in my sexuality. I like Felix. It's a trap. I don't care. It's feminine. Therefore, I'm not gay.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
I have
He's-
I have
he's
to agree
confident.
with this man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I've never.
no,
like,
I mean,
looked at
I
someone like
agree
Stone
on the
Cold Steve
thinking.
Austin
I
and
agree
just
on the
gone,
thinking. I just think that Felix is Felix is a bit shit tasty.
Matt, admit it. You're
Okay.
in love with pee pee poo poo, aren't you?
I shouldn't
No.
have eaten this much sugar.
I recently, like, I
You're gonna have
went to my
diarrhea now.
parents recently, and they're like, "You want these box of quality streets? No one's eating them." And I'm like, "Sure." Gets 2 of them. They're gone within a day.
Yeah.
The whole lot. And I'm like, "Why did I leave this in front of me?"
Yeah. I mean, it's like our university sometimes has literally my university has events where they bring in Domino's, and Domino's comes in with their tiny pizzas, and they sell them for £1 per pound. And like, they literally set up their booth for 30 minutes, and then they take it down because they finish them. They bring truckloads, and then they just disappear, pretty much.
My favorite Domino's thing that's ever happened is that Dave Chang, fucking Michelin-starred chef Dave Chang, with one of the most hip restaurants in fucking New York, Momofuku. He was at Lucali's, having like one of the best pizza places in Brooklyn, talking to the owner of Lucali's, and then he ordered Domino's into it.
Fuck.
And that was filmed, and and then he did a whole bit about how he likes Domino's.
That is like the big dick power move, though.
Which is, I understand his reasoning, because he goes, listen, I'm not gonna say I don't like snobbery because I'm the biggest snob in the world. I don't like it when people tell me I can't like something.
Yeah, it's like, you're allowed to like shitty food. Like, it's fine. Even if you like, you don't need to only like fancy food. Like, you can eat a can of foie gras by yourself. But you can also fucking order some trash, some takeaway trash.
I'm not
because it's
eating foie gras,
greasy.
though. I am not eating foie gras.
Ethics or...
Ethics, 100% ethics. There is a lot. I like death, right? I like suffering. But foie gras is where I draw the line. It's a bit too much.
I mean...
speaking of death and suffering...
No, see, it's geese, though.
I have a
So it's like...
for everyone here, right? No, I have to jump in. I have a question for everyone. There's an island, right? And on this island, there's a small town. But there's also a vampire. Would you kill everyone on the island to starve the vampire?
No.
No, because the vampire, as long as he doesn't
Just
kill
kill
people,
the vampire.
Than that, just if the vampire doesn't kill as many people as you would to starve it, then it's still a net positive in people not killed.
Well, I am literally, even in the factory at work, I am the only person that would nuke their whole island.
But why though?
Why though? Yeah.
Why do you have
Hold
such
on.
a hate
Can the
border for
Can
vampires?
the vampire leave the island?
No,
Because-
because running water.
The sea isn't running water.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Hold
Mo,
on a
it
second.
depends on
Have
the
you
depends on the
watched- have you-
depictions of vampires, but like in the traditional,
Have you read Dracula?
No, I haven't.
Are you aware of where Dracula comes from?
The water.
No, he comes from Transylvania. Are you aware where the story of Dracula takes place?
In water.
In England.
Yeah.
No running water.
Didn't the Aztecs also have some kind of weird vampire god?
there's
Yeah, Kamatsots,
Coincidence,
which is not
even
really
I mean,
a
there's a
vampire
couple
god,
of-
but a bat god.
there's a couple of
Batman.
So they
various-
have Batman before us, right?
fuck. No, they have the man bat. But yeah, no.
Is that Batman stuck in
Did
time?
his
No.
parents die as well?
The man bat is an actual Batman villain.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is.
Right.
No, let's
I am
get
honest.
back to Aztec Batman for a moment. Where he just goes to the fucking fields where they play football with human heads, and some kid is robbing another kid like, "Oh, give me all you fucking coffee beans." And he goes, "Oh, you stole this kid's coffee beans. Now you're gonna get human sacrificed off the temple steps. Because that's justice." Yeah, it wasn't as good a bit as I thought it would be.
No. He wouldn't. He wouldn't because being human sacrifice is a great
They said-
honor. So he would just get killed on the spot.
My God, could you imagine if the Nazis were obsessed with Aztec religion and not like that weird?
Oof.
That'd certainly be a bit more interesting.
Although there is blood magic in Norse religion, so
Yeah.
and human sacrifice.
Also, let's not forget where most Nazis went after the war.
No, that was
True.
Argentina, not Mexico.
South America in general.
No, Argentina.
No, that's a
furthest
that's a
point.
big difference.
I mean,
That's like
fair.
saying walking
No.
warrior is Portuguese because Portugal
you
and
know, it'd
Brazil
be
are
funny,
basically
right?
the same.
You get-
He's
no,
Brazilian.
No.
Exactly,
It's-
yes.
You
of
get the
course.
autistic Nazi, right? He survives all the purges in Germany, like when they're searching for him. But then he like goes, "I'll go to Argentina," but it turns out he landed in the Falklands.
Oh my days.
And then they don't find him until the Falklands War.
Hey, who's this cuckold? that
And then
she's
they're
just
like, "Who's the
posted?
one guy that said that?"
Jesus! Walking warrior using cook as an insult. Wow.
Hey, I don't care what Burger
Wow.
says. I don't care
Is
what
he
Burger
calling the
says.
star of the Mummy franchise a cuck?
Oh, that's where I know him from. All right.
We've had a whole entire video about this where
I don't care. I like the word as a swear. All right. As
Why
a
does this entire
I
plot
don't
line
see
sound
what-
like an episode out of
Come-
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I'm sorry. Can we just stop? This is let the Englishman talk about insults, right? You use
Oh.
the word "cuck." That is the most beta way you can insult someone ever. Just say
Yeah.
Shut the
cuck.
fuck
It's
up.
almost as bad as
just call
beta.
Yeah, no. Like you have
Look,
an
I don't
Italian and
live
an
in
Englishman
England.
in chat. Come on.
Hey,
Step up.
no. I know how to insult someone properly in Portuguese. all
Yeah,
right?
he's from northern Portugal. That's the.
I'm from northern Portugal. We say a phrase with 4 words, and 7 of them are swears. All right.
We literally turned a sentence meant as an insult into one single
But your
swear word.
translated
Said
go-to
really
word
fast.
is "cuck." That's like weak.
Here's my
exactly.
thing, though, right? Here's my thing. So fascists, right? Their symbol is like a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you
Faggot.
call a bundle of sticks?
Faggot.
A faggot,
No, a
exactly.
fascio. A
So
fascio.
basically, all fascists
Fascies!
are faggots.
That's why they're called fascists. No,
Oh my days.
fucking.
The degeneracy here is just.
It's my heritage, okay?
Wait, you're calling yourself a fascist? What?
No, I'm an Italian. It's part of
know
my
what
Oh,
heritage.
because you're a faggot.
You know what else you call a faggot?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cigarettes.
The MiG-15.
Ooh,
Their designation.
ooh, ooh.
I do not
Them
understand
fighting
this
words.
joke.
Come on. Like I can understand. It's Soviet and all, but like the engineering of that shit.
Who was
Yeah, it was
standing
British.
next to a
They
highway?
stole everything from us. And so did the
Oh
Americans.
no, fuck! Oh fuck! This again. Improving on already established engineering is not the same thing
Still
as
wasn't
stealing.
faster than the Hawker Hunter. Get fucked, Soviet Union.
Take that.
But was
Soviet
it
Union
was
that isn't
it
around
less
anymore.
reliable?
Well, the MiG, yeah.
You know, I think the best engine you can get will be made out of Lego.
Fuck off!
No, that's the best booby trap. Like, this is the thing.
Everyone knows
everyone-
plastic
More like
everyone-
Bionicle.
all these, like,
Oh, he said it!
Fucking
Oh.
stop!
That's
Stop it
Bionicle,
with
man.
your
That's
bionicle.
what needs a reboot. That's Bionicle.
Stop it with your bionicle
No.
kink.
Bionicle will consume everyone.
I was here when that meme first started, and I concur.
Bionicle will be the next, mainstream thing. I guarantee you.
Fucking hell.
It is.
Allah
That's-
Matanui.
Allah
Oh,
Matanui.
can I just say, I am actually amazed that Minecraft managed to surpass Tetris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Minecraft made a strong comeback when Hytale was announced. They decided, oh no, we have actual competition now. We have to make, good things for the game now.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
I
they
mean,
came up with
also-
the Village and Pillage update.
Yeah.
Not to
Which is
mention
pretty
all the
nice.
stuff that they've been adding recently, like fucking RTX mods and shit. That shit looks insane.
Oh yeah. Also, like-
that looks funky. Of
Yeah.
course.
I apologize
Jesus,
if there's any
Jesus.
weird feedback coming through my mic, by the way. I'm biking along the side of a busy road right now.
Nice.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
follow
but
Fabio.
if you, I absolutely despise cyclists on roads that are like higher than 30 mile an hour.
In my defense, I am only using the bike.
I agree with
I'm
this
sure
sentiment very strongly that you
Yeah.
hate cyclists who would do such a thing.
I wonder who
would
it is.
Drive recklessly in an area where it's clearly there's a fucking turn coming, and there's more than enough space to go. Jesus, don't get me started.
For legal reasons, we're not referencing any factual real world
We're not
events.
referencing any particular person now.
We're just
If
referencing.
anything, just refer to the guy who's actually on a bike in this chat.
Fuck off.
I'm sorry, but cyclists should be banned from the road.
I'm in Northern California. What
You are
can I
talking
do?
to an Italian. He literally only sees bicycles fucking everywhere. You know.
I live in Northern California and bike
Shut up.
10
That's
miles
what I
a
saw when
day
I
at
went
4
there.
a.m.
I have I'm gonna talk to my lawyer tomorrow, so.
Good.
What for?
I wish you
Oh,
luck.
he's memeing. All right.
No, he's not.
No, I'm not memeing. I
I'm
literally.
not being
I don't know,
fired.
the thing that happened with the cyclist who ran me over.
Yeah.
The fucking court ruling came back, and it describes in detail how the whole accident is his fault, but I am to blame and have to literally pay everything, and it's like
Are you
€2,500.
serious?
Yeah,
What the
yeah, how do
fuck?
like that's what happened. It's just the whole. It's that you can read the ruling, and it just describes how he is to blame, and then I am the guilty party still.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he already.
I hope the judge
Yeah, I know.
sentences him to having a small dick.
Yeah. Also, like, you
I'm
do
so-
remember that Rome is famous for its 7 hills. Do you want to try fucking cycling over that?
No,
I
I'll be
didn't,
normal and use a car.
Exactly. Well, no, use a moped like everyone else. But
no,
like,
mopeds, you'll be chased by police in England.
What the fuck is?
yeah,
a
we're not
moped?
talking about England. We're talking about here.
I'll meet you halfway and mount a chainsaw inside my bike as an engine.
I'll meet you halfway, somewhere
Pretty
in
much.
France.
yeah. Yeah.
I'll meet
I
you
mean,
at my
depends
house
where
if
in
you
England.
want.
Depends where in England, because halfway between London and Rome is
Also,
probably
you know,
on
Matt,
the
you're
border with
complaining
Swiss.
about the hills. Have you
Really?
ever tried to go by bike
Possibly,
in
I don't know,
Portugal?
I'm
It's
not
just
good at
hills
geography.
everywhere.
Bergen is known for its mountains. The city of Bergen is known
Yeah,
for
we
its
get it.
mountain. The one that's literally called Mountain.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, but that's the thing, right? Anyone that I think we should have, like, for when we go to new planets, we need a naming convention that is not done by scientists or Americans. They are the
Fucking yeah.
two laziest things ever when it comes to naming.
I mean,
It's like, oh, the Rocky Mountains. What an imaginative name. You've
I mean,
come up- what about the
still
rest
better-
of the mountains?
still better than the fucking telescopes. Jesus Christ.
I mean, look. In
I mean, it
Portugal, we
started with-
have
it
we have
started with the-
places called body parts. There's a place called, if I translate it, nose and hips.
still
and
better than the
belly.
big telescope.
It is
The
so.
the large
What the
telescope.
fuck?
The very large telescope.
But
and
if
then
we
the
have
extremely
acronyms
large telescope.
For acronyms,
And then
though, it's
followed
all
by
scientists.
the Event Horizon telescope, which was made to observe a event horizon.
Can I just say, though, Portugal was right naming Canada Canada.
How about instead of
That's not how you pronounce it at all. Actually.
how about if instead of the big telescope that you use to watch the stars, it's the big titty scope, and you use
Oh,
it to
fuck.
spy on the women, like
Big
a creep.
titty skirt? Flat is
I mean,
just
let's be
fine.
honest. I know someone from my course that would totally do that as well. But like,
I would
yeah.
do that. Fuck it. It's a joke. No, it isn't.
I hope it is.
For legal reasons,
on
that's a
crackheads.
joke.
For legal reasons only, though.
I wonder if
Yeah.
telescopes were actually invented for them to try and see if they could see the Virgin Mary up in sky.
No, the telescopes were invented to see troops far away. in
You think
military
she's free
applications.
balling up there under her skirt, and they can
Yeah.
see her balls?
It's the Catholic way.
Most people
isn't it?
don't know this, but the Virgin Mary is actually a trap. That's even
I mean-
more
Well, that
miraculous
makes
than the Immaculate Conception, as she was actually
I mean-
dick and balls. isn't it?
Go on.
But
Okay,
yeah, no, like,
fuck using it to spy on tits and the Virgin Mary, right? Let's use it to spy on crackheads in the middle of the desert.
yeah, no, like, the truth is there is like 2 things that further human technology:
Porn.
war and laziness.
What about like porn? Have you seen the
Yeah.
strides that porn technology's taken?
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
I,
That's the
I
problem.
think that counts under laziness.
I actually think we could.
I
make
think that counts under laziness because people didn't want to go and walk all the way or drive all the way to peep shows, and so they want the peep shows to come to them.
No, they just
in
want
even
to see some
easier
pussy.
packages.
What will win in the game of automation, porn or the U.S. military?
Porn.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not even, there's not even a question. It's porn. At some point, the
Yeah.
Pornhub army will take over. They will make a system by
Why?
which
Because everything's actually
they will
monetized.
they just take cum and turn it into bullets immediately, and then they can shoot it, and then we'll invent the technology that just removes the refraction period of men.
Cum shooter.
And then you'll have like augmented balls that are just sort of are almost a third leg, and they're these huge tanks. And then you'll have guys going
They have
around
huge tanks in
with
the balls.
like
They
Mia
have cum
Khalifa videos
accelerators built in
on their
in the-
VR
Pornhub
headset.
wouldn't even need to fight. They could just get all the military to defect for sex.
No. They just have cum accelerators in their penises, and they threaten everyone with being jizzed on.
Instead of a rail gun, they'll have rail cum.
Fuck.
Very good, very good.
Fucking some type of cat types. Is
Nah, they'll just offer this just half an hour with Mia Malakova.
Fuck. That's where AR will do. See, that's the two contention the two contending fields to further AR. Porn and the military.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it usually is, actually.
Don't forget Bionicle porn.
Still porn.
What do you think's gonna come sooner? Yes, the word. Grow up.
Wait, what's gonna come sooner for what?
AI sex bots or mind-slaved cat girls?
Mind slave.
Sex bots.
We're surprisingly further along in biology than
Are we
technology.
talking like actual genetic cat girls, like biological cat girls?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's difficult.
I don't know actually because like from a
I don't
technological
think that's gonna be a thing that will be
standpoint,
made. I think
From
there's a lot of
techno-
ethics questions when you start
Yeah,
doing genetic
exactly.
alterations of humans,
No.
especially to make sex objects.
No, Code. It will happen in some really fucking weird habitat of planet.
It-
Yeah, that's true. But it is
fucking
ethically
creepy.
like not only questionable, but just fucked up. Just straight up, it's fucked up.
Yeah, where
It will happen in my caveman. Oh fuck! I didn't
Yeah,
know how to
AI
say
is gonna
that.
come way before that.
Yeah, that
You
is.
wanna- No, you wanna know
no,
what?
That's gotta be
no,
some
because
kind
I
of
think-
biological
I think-
fleshlight.
I think that I don't know. I really
I
don't
mean,
know.
we already have sex toys, and there's already like types of AI that are like, to
Sure,
simulate
it depends-
semen.
Boys, aren't those
Depends-
called women?
No.
Yeah, I think the robot's gonna be first.
Yeah, no, it depends on
Robots
what you
are way
define.
easier than genetically altering human beings to like fit a specific.
Yeah,
fetish.
but,
I
but
honestly-
Except-
altering human beings
except
is
we
more
already-
fun, though.
Except we already know genetically the sequences to induce stuff like
Cat ears?
fuck no I can't remember what the
Luminescence.
I mean,
no,
the real
there's-
question
there's a
really is
syndrome that
what you
leaves
consider
people-
an AI.
that leaves like adults
Like,
with
Can I just
with
give you
like
some
the brain
advice?
of a 9-year-old.
Pastafarian.
Well, but
can I give
that's
some
just that
advice?
just opens a whole different realm of fucking.
That
crime.
is
It's just
insanely no. What I'm saying is,
pedophile cat girl fucking.
that is insanely no. You don't get it, Burger. Cat girls will always be insanely fucked up, but there will be
I'm
some
sorry, stop.
habitat around the solar system somewhere where the insanely most fucked up things will happen because
Oh,
their ethics code.
100%. But
Yeah,
we're talking
And you'll
about what's
find me
gonna,
there.
we're talking about what's going to happen first, and because there's already R&D research efforts
Yeah,
into
no, that's
like doing
true.
the
What I'm
sex
saying is-
robots as opposed to the cat girls, and there's a lot of ethical concerns with the cat girls. I would
See,
definitely
what I'm
argue
saying
that
is,
the sex
what I'm
robots
saying
are gonna
is,
be
it
first.
depends. It
we
depends
already have
on
AI sex
what
robots.
you
Like,
mean.
that's already a thing.
No, but like
it depends on-
actually good.
That doesn't. Okay, you
depends on-
can't. There's no way to explain what an actual AI is because that
Yeah,
point,
exactly.
it doesn't exist. Like there's no
Like
differentiating
realistic sex
between when that
robots,
happens.
basically.
There's a woman. There's a robot.
So you
that
mean a
probably can
robot
have sex
that-
with that like can
That
talk
denies
and,
my
like,
Yeah, I
invitation
mean,
to go out
there's-
and then
yeah,
throws
there's-
juice at me.
Yes,
There's
that.
AIs that can have conversations with you, but it'll be filled with non sequiturs and stuff like that. Like,
Sometimes, yeah.
It
but it's-
depends
it's
on
getting
how you
harder
define-
To tell the difference. It's getting harder to
yeah,
tell the difference.
exactly.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm
depending
saying.
on
It's
how
like,
long you
depends
look
on
at
how
it.
you define AI.
It
Also,
depends on
what
how
you're
rigid your
talking about.
Turing test is. I think there's a lot of people don't fucking pass most Turing tests.
Yeah, well, not most, but like
Lol.
some, like the more difficult ones. Yeah. Incidentally, that's an interesting point. Schizophreniacs are both better at telling AI apart from real people in Turing tests, and are more difficult to differentiate from AI in Turing tests as well.
It's because they're robots.
That's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
It's a
advice,
weird thing
by
that
the
they-
way.
Hmm?
Just take like a centimeter step away from your microphone.
Who?
You.
Sorry.
Lol.
The problem is that it's strapped to my headset. You know. I'm using them potato mics.
Oh god. Explains a lot.
You can turn him down.
Yeah.
I did. I always have to manage all of you people. You always have very different. audio
Yeah,
levels.
I tend to get excited and shout.
No. It's just like from week to week, all of you will have different audio setups. It's really weird.
Fair enough.
You have to adjust all of your loudnesses.
Oh, that's a game I like playing in a different server. I'll be very, very quiet, and just at the right time, I'll blow everyone's eardrums. Like they'll all adjust me, put it to a high volume, and then bam, hit them. And they have to hear me because I'm the server owner for hosting games.
I was just shitting.
Oh,
you,
that's
Matt,
like-
don't.
I mean, I kind of sort of do that, but for me it's even worse because I'm their GM. So like, they can either stop and never again get their Shadowrun fix, or
I just had an amazing idea. All right. You take Minecraft and a bunch of people, and you do, like D&D, but in Minecraft. Like a
okay.
DM goes around in creative,
So
creating
it's-
all
Or
the
you could
scenarios.
just play Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what
it's,
that is.
so
Play
it's,
games
so
that
it's
are
basically it's D&D, but without all the advantages that D&D has over video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Fucking
Shut up.
useless.
I just want to see it happen. I have bad imagination.
I mean, that's just MMORPGs.
I actually want to see when we get like proper dungeon maps where we can. I want to be able to, with augmented reality, implement all the things that we can do on like virtual tabletops, like Roll20,
Yep.
in the real world.
I mean, there's already things like that. Just
Because I found that I
projectors
so
and
much
like that.
prefer playing with people on the table. It's Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, I only ever did. When I started, it was only ever digital for me, role playing, and then I signed up to my university's role play society. So much.
It is so. I've been there for like a couple months now. It is so good.
Yeah.
I usually prefer in person, but with a virtual tabletop because I play a lot of really complicated games like Shadowrun and Pathfinder. So like the
Yeah, they're super
oh yeah, I
useful.
gotta keep track.
Virtual
Pathfinder
tables
isn't
is
that
super
complicated.
useful.
It
What
just
we
gets
do
broken
is
quickly.
just
Pathfinder is more complicated than 5th edition.
no.
I
What we do
Well,
there's
okay, a
flowcharts
little
for
bit.
grapple
Yeah. It's a
rolls.
little more crunchy, not complicated, just crunchy.
Well, that's what I meant. I didn't mean like rules complicated.
Now, what we do is our societies, they have meets and stuff like that during times where the university doesn't run courses. So what they do is they book rooms that are actually used for teaching. So they have whiteboards and projectors on the whiteboard.
That's a lot more high tech than we do. There's a whole every Wednesday, just the whole building from like 7 to 5 in the morning belongs to us, and we can go to any fucking room.
No,
You don't even have like those perks of having a room to do this kind of shit. They just
No,
I don't have real world friends.
Damn.
Oh.
That
Well,
was-
you
yeah.
go there and then you
Turn the entire
get
building into a
friends.
dungeon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I signed up to all this shit, and then I became friends with the people that are in those clubs.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't exist in
Also-
Portugal, like literally.
Fair enough.
D&D?
Then what? 100% it
D&D
must
doesn't
exist.
No,
If
it
doesn't
does,
exist,
but no. But
There's
not where I
It
people-
live,
doesn't
right?
exist. Make it, you dumbass.
yes.
Yeah.
It exists in like Porto
Okay,
and Lisbon.
This
right?
actually reminds me of something that's happening in my neck of the woods, right? There's this thing going on in, I believe it's a airsoft arena up in LA. They're doing this thing where for the day they're turning it into some kind of like basically free range LARP for Cyberpunk 2077.
No.
Fuck,
Cyberpunk 2020.
that sounds amazing.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck!
like,
I
they
need
have
to
the
find
whole
a
thing set up.
20's outfit for the.
Literally
birthday
2
of the
seconds. Facebook group about D&D in Portugal.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
it's just
It's not where I live, you fucking cunt. Can you not?
It's
understand?
all
Fucking check the
Portugal.
community and ask, hey, is there anyone in this area about playing it? Like, I get it. There's rural areas.
How
but
big
there's
is the
probably-
city
it's-
where you live?
Portugal's not that big of a fucking country. I'm sure you can find someone within an hour, like
Sandra,
train ride that's playing
How
D&D
big
in your
is
country.
the country? How big is the town where you live?
The town I live in?
Yeah, where the uni is.
Oh, where the uni is. It's
Yeah.
like 40 kilometers in radius.
How big? Yeah, but how many people are there?
Population is what,
What?
the question
What the?
was.
Oh,
What? How is that? I mean, yeah, it is. What are you autistic? I don't even know what to say about this.
Fuck. That was an amazing reply, I must say. Like
40 kilometers
Like-
in radius.
40 kilometers in radius can change a lot. Even like
shut the fuck up.
By
Okay,
that
it's
measure,
about,
Sydney, Australia is the biggest city in the world.
Shut
How
up.
big
It's
is
like
your
100,
your town?
100,000.
like 4, 5.
My
4 or
God.
5 what? Maybe 6.
It's
maybe
100,000.
6.
100,000 inhabitants. That's not
Yeah.
very big.
It's
I mean,
not,
not
no.
very
No.
big. Still enough to have at least one
I'm sure
and
you
a
can
half
find
groups
5
of
people.
There's
D&D.
gonna be a
willing to
group.
live with you.
There's gonna be groups in that city, but if this, just make the uni group.
I mean,
Yeah, just
Yeah, it's
there is a group. It's not a uni group, but there is a group, right?
there you go.
But
well,
the thing-
no, okay.
but
That
listen,
just took
that's
out my-
worse.
no,
He
no,
knows
seriously,
about
That was
it.
listen to
It
me.
must
listen
mean
to
that it's
me,
Emotional
cringy.
what I did there.
Shut the fuck and listen to me. The problem with the group is that they play at times where there's no train rides back for me, right? There's no
fucking-
trains during the nighttime in Portugal.
Suck off one of them and just stay at their house.
Re.
No,
No,
I get
I'm
wanting
not
to sleep
doing
in my own house. That I'm
No,
very
no,
particular
I
about
know,
that
I know.
also.
All right, so like,
I
It's
am
so
so
stupid.
bad with that when
So
I
how
go-
many
I
people?
thought
I mean, how many
back
people
home.
are there in your town?
what? Sorry.
How many people are there in your town? Well, like the place where you live mostly.
Oh, it's like, let me see.
Pardon me?
I love it that you changed the question.
60
He's
kilometers.
going down
It's
this
like
way. The Portuguese are the
30,000
stop across the
people.
street.
Oh well,
mean-
so it's like a okay, yeah, you fucked.
No, I mean you can introduce.
Might as well just kill yourself at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just get a group of like
There's gonna be
mixed
one that's
age,
going down that
like,
way, one going
boomers and
upwards is
millennials and
across
shit
the
like that.
street. I don't know which one you're trying to get to.
The fuck?
What the fuck is happening?
All right. No problem.
Oh, he's
Oh,
talking.
he's
to someone.
talking to someone else.
Murder
Sorry
you.
about that.
Walking
I was
warrior.
just giving so many directions
Warrior.
at the bus.
Yeah,
Where?
yeah.
Like, just get a group of like 5, like young boomers and millennials and introduce them to them.
Young boomers.
That doesn't exist.
I mean, young
I'm
boomers
feeling
meaning
spry
like
at
45,
16.
50. No, meaning like 55, 50 years old. Not
Yeah,
too old, but like.
I'm not interacting with those kinds of people.
Listen, I'm slowly introducing tabletop RPGs to my family. Just in
Yeah, but
Slowly
like Portuguese
hinting
people
that
are
they exist
stubborn
and
as
shit
shit.
like that.
Do you even know me?
I mean, have you met Italians?
Yes.
Exactly.
No.
This is the
It's so
Southern
weird.
European fight of the
Yeah.
century.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
when we're talking about
No.
stubborn-
All Southern
that's
Europeans
right,
are like brothers that hate each other, but like
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
But-
much
but
they
the
had a
thing-
war over it.
I mean,
you
they're,
want-
they're still brothers. Like, you know how brothers hate each other and
You know,
they fight all the
brothers
time,
in,
but
in
like.
No, it's a
fascism
bunch
of
trying to take
like-
over
Yeah.
More than
Scotland,
one
and
war,
it's
my
like-
man. We're
You
the
want to
war
talk
Yeah.
stubborn?
kings.
Try explaining to a Polish person who's very Catholic why being gay is okay. I do that all the time. I work with them.
Oof.
I get really bored and I'm like, can I fan the religious flames today?
Oh, that's fun. That's cool.
I
And
do
it's
that
like,
all the
you know,
time in my
not
at my
so
uni.
shitty.
I don't
just-
get that. I avoid politics and religion at work as much as I fucking can.
Yeah,
'cause
but
I have
you're
to work with these
American.
people.
You want to know what I did?
I walk straight into
No.
it. It makes the
Fuck you.
day interesting.
I told my grandma, Italian grandma, about me being in a poly relationship.
Are you?
Are you?
I used to be,
Oh, what?
Why? Why would you?
cause I
Explore.
basically
Matt,
got dumped.
Can I kick Matt? Can I kick Matt? I'm gonna kick
Why?
Matt.
Oh, whoa! We're not gonna shit on Polly here, motherfuckers.
I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Wait.
I just
Wait.
don't-
Wow.
I wouldn't
Can I
talk to my
have a
grandma about
citation?
anything
Because my
like that.
dyslexia
No,
is kicking
okay,
in.
it wasn't.
Like,
it wasn't.
I'm not gonna go up to my grandma and be like,
exactly-
I'm
it
sorry,
wasn't-
grandma.
Can-
Grandma, listen, Nana,
No.
I gotta tell you, I really like bondage porn.
No. It was more. It was
You
more
know-
like. It was more like. Oh, Matteo, did you get a girlfriend in this film? Actually, I got two.
Okay, so we are on about polygamy.
Oh, so it's two girls. Okay, it's fine then.
Wait, what?
wait, it's Italian. Isn't
So the
that not-
harem is now fine. I mean, in Italy, yeah. Just explain. One of them's your guma. Done.
You people
No.
elect someone who
It's
is
only
polygamous.
fine. It's only fine is if one of them is your wife and the other one's your mistress.
Yeah, well, one of them's your wife, the other one's your mistress. The other one's your guma. Fucking, that's how you. That's the context in which you. I was on like Mallorca the past couple weeks, and I have like no overlap with my grandmother. We inhabit just completely different universes, and I always try to like. She doesn't even know how the internet works. And I'm supposed to
damn.
explain to her how the fuck I make money off YouTube.
So are you a cam girl?
I think that would be easier to explain to her than just I talk about random shit and
I
people
don't
for
get-
some
I don't
reason
understand why
give me
people have
money.
Such a hard time understanding it. Just be like, hey, you know how
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
you
it's
watch
not
TV and there's
difficult.
ads on it, and people pay for ad space.
Yeah.
Well, they do that.
Yeah, that's
for
the
internet too.
approach I use, but she doesn't understand that there are ads on the internet.
How? If she's a boomer, she's gonna fucking try and open like a website that's got a million of them without ad.
You want to know
blockers, so-
something funny? I explained to my grandmother what hentai is.
Oh, why are you guys having such like sexual relationships with your grandmother?
It's not a
I'm
sexual.
not having a
relationship.
sexual
Not a
relationship with my
relationship.
Our
grandmother.
family is not closed.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, that it's like it's just
I
told
kind
me-
of realized you can't
People-
hide this shit. They
she-
already know what you're
they
doing.
ask-
Matt's
You
like, I
answer.
just want to fuck my nanny.
Hey, you think that's
Oh.
bad? I've had to explain to my
Like,
girlfriend who Gigi Allen is.
Like, I don't want to fucking like.
No,
talk
I mean,
to my
let's be
grandmother
honest.
About this
Let's
shit.
be honest. No. My mother and one of her friends that lives in Budapest. They were the other time talking and snickering how about once this friend of hers went to this party at the Italian consulate or something, and the guest of honor was Rocco Siffredi,
Yeah.
and they were all talking and snickering about that. So like,
Grandmas watch porn.
yeah.
Old
listen,
people watch porn.
I'm sure they do. You don't talk to your grandma about this though.
No, that's just American
I've-
Puritanism right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Where
just
I
you being
found out-
American.
Yeah, that's you
I
being an
found out
American.
that
Is that
you
just a
can't
common thing in
hide-
Europe? You sit down with your grandmother for fucking
No,
fucking
it's
tea?
It's not
No,
a common
it's that-
thing, but it
it's
can
It's not,
happen.
it's not that we sit down
Like,
specifically for that.
I'm-
It's just that it comes up in normal conversation because we're not scared about our sexuality and hide it.
I guess my only experience with European people is with English people who are even more prudish.
Yeah, who are
What?
worse
I am
than
English, you nitwit.
fucking true. I mean, it
No,
depends
wait,
on
people
depends
have no
on
life.
where in England. Depends on where in England. To be fair.
The North.
Yeah, exactly.
I
The
am in
north,
the north.
is like, yeah, the north is like, it's
I am
fine.
breaking all your accepted norms here.
Not really, no. Like,
Listen, Okay, do you have conversations with your grandmother about how you fuck the people and shit like that? Or
Well, not that
Well,
specific,
not-
no.
That
Not as
specifically
specific,
would
but, like,
require me
You
to
don't want to
actually
paint a
have done
picture,
that.
right?
like people, like if you have a girlfriend, your parents might ask you if it's going
okay,
well,
yeah, if
even
you have
in
a
that
girlfriend,
way,
sure.
and stuff like that. If you have, I don't know, shit like that. If you're talking and then some weird shit they've seen and they have to know because what the fuck was that weird shit? And so they ask, what the fuck was that weird shit?
I can explain exactly why my gran now knows a lot of what the internet is because my younger cousin who lives across the road, she's come out as gay, and like,
Huh.
and my gran is like is confused at why like she's gone on this sort of path.
Oh my
and
god,
whatnot.
yes.
And-
I know another
Matt,
very
let the guy speak.
very
please.
sorry.
and like
Jesus.
basically, it's not one of them prudish sort of families. Like my mother wouldn't give a shit if any of us turned out gay.
They all
In fact,
hold
she
hands while they
preferred
masturbate.
it because the attitude of like, well, don't have kids. I had that, and it was a terrible mistake. And I like making the joke the joke, like the whole fact that your children will always do the opposite of what you want. So my mother is like, don't have kids, and I'm there wanting kids. But
Yeah.
my cousin came out gay, and she was just complaining about the internet shit. And it's like the best way to handle children at this age is literally don't hide it, don't try and suppress
Yeah.
it, otherwise it'll backfire.
Yeah, exactly.
And I made
But
the
yeah,
joke of I have my hentai folder, and it's not it's not even hidden or passworded in the slightest on my on
Mine
my
isn't.
computer. And she asked what is hentai, and it's like basically drawn porn.
fair enough. We used to have that in the 50s.
Matt just doesn't give a shit.
I mean, let's be honest.
I
Aren't
tried
like
to hide it when I was younger on my phone, and then my
Yeah.
fucking sister found it all, and then
It's
like
so
showed it to
weird. I
everyone.
used to hide that kind of stuff, and it was always found. Now I just don't hide it, and no one gives a
Yeah.
shit.
And I basically learned very quickly, like day one, why do I care if they know anyway?
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I've got
It
some
did-
pretty
the
fucked up
thing
shit.
with
in there,
this,
just
I think
saying, man.
the reason why I was embarrassed more is because a lot of it was a character from a Pokemon, like one of trailers.
Oh my god.
And I
Was
was
it
just like,
Misty? Was it Misty?
no, it was May.
Here's the thing,
It was
right?
May.
oh,
Can someone
From
post
my
a picture of
perspective-
May? I don't know who that is.
I'll do it.
From my
Fuck.
perspective, if I don't want to know the person I'm talking to's sexual activities, like I don't like want to hear that, then I'm not going to talk to them about it. Like I'll talk to
Yeah.
my friends about it and stuff like that because we're all friends and shit like that. But like my
Yeah,
grandmother,
but the
I
thing
don't
is-
want to hear about my grandma and my grandpa fucking. or
but
anything
why
like that.
don't you? Why not? It's just a normal thing that people do.
Oh,
That's the thing.
hey,
I mean, I don't talk to her
look.
about my bowel movements either. So
Hey,
In
once
They
Spanish,
will
I
talk to you about
sometimes
their
too.
bowel movements.
once
Well,
I
people
called
will
my
talk to you about
grandparents
She doesn't,
having the
actually.
nasty, all right, and it was traumatic. That's why I turned up like this.
Fair enough, but like, yeah. What I wanted to say first at Brady was like, what the fuck was it? I know quite
You know,
a few
Brady, I used to
very
do that too, don't
flamboyant
worry.
gay people that are also from the North, and like, I've heard stories about their grandparents, and they're always the very confused but very understanding kind, and it's always like so very endearing. Hearing the stories about them.
Here's the thing about people from Northern England. You just discount Scots. Let's be honest. That is a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
Who?
An amalgamation of Welsh and Scot.
Fuck.
What a cuck.
It's just it
Such
does
a
not
joke.
work. That word does not work as an insult. It just does not.
Yeah.
I know,
Cuck.
but leave me alone.
why doesn't it work? as an
Yeah.
insult?
Cunt, it just sounds better.
It
But
does
cunt is
actually.
just-
Yeah.
Cunt is just an endearing term.
Depends
the
where
fuck
you
up,
are.
you
cunt.
There you are.
Yeah, it's just he's a cunt. You're all cunts.
Berg, what is your
we know
plans
this.
for when your main channel gets bigger? My plans is that I continue doing what I'm doing. I have a
Burger
few
trying to
ideas.
steer us back.
I have a
back
few ideas
into
for
the
like
train
a
of-
That's
couple
like a mistake people
more
seem to make.
expensive
It's like they
video
get big
series,
change and then everything fails.
but I wouldn't. They wouldn't be part of the regular scheduling. Also, I saw that Briansky had subscribed to the second channel, and because people seem to have confusion about that, if you're a $20 plus patron, you can come to these live streams.
Also, I saw that you were giving away our hard-earned money that we're giving away to you to Doplex.
Doplex is I fucking love
No,
Doplex, and
Doplex is amazing.
he's just
amazing.
way more talented than I am, and he has like a little more than a quarter of my followers.
Go fucking watch him.
He puts
hilarious.
so much fucking work into his
He's
videos.
fucking hilarious.
That
Link.
one's gonna blow
Oh,
up.
by the way, can I just
me a
have
link.
some citation here? Like, I wasn't as old as I am now back then. just
Yeah, you
just
were
clarify.
never as old as you are right now in the past. That's how that
Whoa,
works.
That's deep.
Fuck.
No.
I mean,
gonna put that in my book.
depends. Do you have FTL?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
The game, yes.
No.
No, actual faster than light ability to travel faster
No, but
than light.
you're still older.
Depends on
Time
whose
is relative.
time.
Right.
Depends on whose
I don't
time
care if
frame.
you're doing the studying.
It's always your own time frame. What the
Reference frame
fuck?
unspecified. Statement invalid.
No, age is always measured in the in the timeline of the person who is aging. Yes, aging is a
Okay.
process that happens.
Yeah, except I
and
think
if
we're
you
talking
travel
about it from
back
the
in
perspective
time,
of a
you're
third
still
person, though.
old. Pardon?
I think we're talking about this from the perspective of a third person. So
Who gives a
I mean,
shit
yeah,
about
people-
third persons?
No, you're talking to someone else, so you're talking about about it in their time frame.
No,
because it's
you're
common-
still older.
But you're older
You're not listening to this.
than
stupid argument.
how you're older than how you will be in 2 days for the other person. It's common courtesy amongst time travelers that when you talk
How do
to
you know
other
what's common
people-
courtesy? Time travelers don't exist.
Well, that's how you.
Yeah, you
that's how
know
I
what?
Yeah,
know
they do,
fucking
just run
time
really
travel,
fast.
innit?
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm trying to just run real
no,
fast.
it's no. This is all a joke because I read a book that it was really funny. It was a book about basically time travelers etiquette, and like
Oh my days.
I found it in a random bookstore, and like more than half of it is about sex, and I was like, yeah, that's realistic.
Yep. That's
I'm
yeah.
gonna,
That
I'm
is
gonna
the
come
gist
out
of it.
and just straight up say this: if I could time travel, I would go back in time and shoot my younger self and see what happens.
Also a term they specify slang for in that book.
I would shoot myself and pray to die.
Because they have specifically slang for people that time travel. Like there's the time tourist. There's I can't remember the slang for people that just go back in time to fuck themselves, and the people that go back in time to just
I've looked in a mirror.
to,
I
no,
would,
back
to
in
I
time
would take that
just fuck
decision.
with causality for fun to see what happens.
Like going back in time and fucking yourself. It's like I couldn't do that. I've looked in a mirror. I'm not very attractive.
Yeah. Again, as I said, there's like 3 main types.
You
of
do know
time
that
travelers.
attractiveness isn't primarily dependent on what you look like, right?
True.
It's what you
Oh.
act like. Can we have this on the stream, Brady? Burger?
I mean, yeah, it's
this
covered.
It's my
It's
second
swimsuit.
channel. It's fucking.
Okay. So we can just post all the
Nobody
crime, right?
gives-
No,
shit.
no, please don't do it
Right,
because
of
that
course,
actually I might go to
I'm kidding.
jail for.
I'm kidding. Chill.
Oh yeah,
Go
fuck
jail
it.
for what?
Remember? I was talking about.
Can you really though? Like seriously?
I'm really friends with this other owner of a public server, and they were debating about making a specifically porn channel. And I told them the tale of this server's porn channel, and said, "Shit, this is the first thing I've ever heard about a porn channel getting actually nuked."
Yeah, but I don't even remember why we did that. Why did we do that?
Oh, someone
Someone
posted.
was 17 years old and posting nudes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
there. That's why I nuked that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And it got
it's
deleted
I
and the channel got
monitor-
nuked, and then everyone had to whip themselves 5 times.
My server for like EU4 hosting, like there's a porn channel there, and I monitor that quite carefully.
Yeah.
But can you really go to jail for having like drawn pictures of kids?
probably
Can
not.
you really?
But I
Depends
Not
on
yet.
where you
Uh,
are.
depends
I
on
mean,
where
in
you are.
England,
Depends on where you
you
are.
could get
Life.
arrested.
But hold
Not
on,
in-
hold on,
not in
hold on.
freedom.
Wait. It's like But it's the internet, though, right? Because
Oh, so
Yeah,
there's
but-
no laws
no,
on
no,
the
no.
internet, and you could just
They're
commit
probably-
crimes on the internet. That's
That's what
nice
I'm
to
saying.
hear.
that's not what I'm saying, Burger. I'm just saying that the different rules may apply.
Depends
The way
what
internet legislation works is it depends a lot on where the server is based and where
Okay.
you are.
Yeah,
So,
where
for
you are
example,
based.
if there's
No,
a
because
so
if
for example,
you
a
drew
server
it-
is based. Hold on. A server is based in like the United States, right? Lolly's
Yeah.
completely legal. We're a refugee center for lollies.
Uh-huh.
Say you're living in another country that has that ban. It is not illegal for the person of that server to be
See-
hosting that content. But if you
Oh.
say use a VPN to bypass any sort of restrictions to access that
Uh-huh.
site,
Yeah.
you are liable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you're the one that
Alright.
drew it, you're completely at fault. If your legislation tells you you can't draw that shit. If
But
your local
censorship,
registration.
though, isn't it?
Urge to draw.
Welcome to why
Right.
people.
Pokemon.
Welcome to why people are complaining so much about the porn licenses.
I guess I don't know if I would consider it censorship. I guess maybe
Like,
in a very
I
strict
mean,
sense of the term.
I
Can
mean,
I just
obviously
say-
understand why you should ban,
Yes,
actual
but
child pornography.
some
Or,
censorship.
drawn child
ne-
pornography. I'm just saying, just let them have it. I don't care.
No,
You know?
some censorship is necessary. Like censoring. I don't fucking know. Like
That's not
Rape is
censorship,
not-
that's just outlawing shit.
Yes.
There's a difference
Yes,
between that
Oh
and
yeah,
censorship.
right. You're right.
true, fair enough. Yeah,
You just
true.
committed wrong
Because
thing.
outlawing stuff is just a blanket ban and everyone is equal. Whereas
Censorship is an active process.
If
Okay,
some-
yeah, no, you're
right.
right. You're right. You're right.
Can I just say, if something has like a large audience and you remove it, just look at what Prohibition did in America.
It's gonna
Oh, yeah,
be
like
watched
alcohol.
anyway.
people are gonna make lollies in the bathtubs. I get it.
I mean, it's probably just draw it and keep it on like a flash drive or something.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you wouldn't do
Maybe
that.
trade
Are
it
you
around on,
lifting
like,
these
private
memes
servers.
off of OK Buddy Retard, Yellow Cheese?
Fucking.
Might be. You've seen
They're
it?
on the
fuck,
server.
that reminds me. That reminds me of the whole transvestigation thing about Michelle Obama as a dude. Jesus Christ.
On
That was
that,
dumb. That was one of the dumbest shits I've ever witnessed.
That was pretty dumb.
on that note, we've been going for 2 hours.
Oh,
I'm
you're gonna cut us
sick.
off like this?
Goodbye, my friends and fellow gamers.
Four
Actually,
times.
there's gonna be one every
Not
week
really
this
FBI,
month.
man.
This month we're gonna have a fast food
Fortnite.
Thursday every week, so don't.
Yeah,
fucking-
but I'm gonna be in fucking Armenia.
No one cares about you, man.
Well, then
What the fuck are you doing in
don't
Armenia?
do that.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
this stream's been
Yeah, I
like
know.
60% you talking.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
sorry.
can I just say one thing before we all head out?
Sure.
This is actually my first time on a stream with you guys, and I just want to say hell of a time, and I'm glad to have been able to join it.
That's
I'm
pretty
Commander
gay,
Shepard,
but I
this is my
agree.
favorite stream in the store.
Yeah.
This was actually a
That's
good
a
one too.
compliment.
This was a very good one. Yeah, but
Yeah.
in that spirit, yeah, Deet that and see you around, cunts.